Crime is a show where I, Rich Slaton, read a true story about lawbreakers.
With his sexually adventurous friend, Jonathan Shefsky.
You know, you say you're adventurous, but then you never want dick pics.
That's very different than adventure. Like, select the kind of adventure.
I mean, to me, that's totally adventurous.
That's like someone saying, I'm into adventure. Like, I never see you dip your pinky into lava. You're like, well, that's not practical.
I mean, they're not dick pics in lava.
Okay.
You know what? Let's just do the music.
You win that round.
Crime is the show that starts now.
Oh, like right now?
Oh, yeah. Do your line.
Oh, okay. Each week, Rich reads a real crime story. I don't know a word that rhymes with story.
And my homie John always has the hot riff. He really loves it when you send...
Don't send anything
them
to me. Don't you dare.
Crimepodcast@gmail.com.
Don't you send
Label
anything.
it John Shefsky. He loves them. Make sure the lighting's really good.
Welcome, everybody, to another great show. We are super, super excited today. We have a fantastic guest. His Comedy Central half hour just came out. You can get his album, Almond Badootie, everywhere albums are sold. Please welcome our very good friend, Mr. Ahmed Bharoocha.
Hello.
No one knows how to match the weird energy of us saying things together.
Everyone always looks around like that for a second, like, hi?
Hi.
I'm here. But
It is always funny to be the person getting introed in a podcast.
Yeah.
This was fast, but like sometimes you're there for a while and you're like, am I supposed to laugh at what they're saying? Or be completely silent?
Well, just so you know, for future
reference.
What you want to do is definitely just laugh.
Just laugh.
I have no
Okay.
idea.
Just laugh, pussy.
I don't know.
And then I feel like you're being like, hi, I'm here, haha, and then you're spoiling the magic.
And then we look over at you like, we're about to introduce you. Can't you be quiet until we say your name? No, you did it perfect. Even the way he said hello was fun, right?
It is.
Hello.
John Caldwell Colt.
Yes.
That's who we're talking about today.
Oh, I was like, is that your real name, John?
Yeah, I was going to say, I changed it for showbiz. To an ethnic name that no one likes. Yeah, a second time.
Hint, hint.
How
nudge,
dare you.
nudge. John Caldwell Colt was born March 1st, 1810 in Hartford, Connecticut.
Pussy.
Yep.
1810.
He was one of 8 children born to Christopher and Sarah Colt, but only the second most famous in the family. John was the black sheep in a family of achievers. His father was a successful businessman, and his older brother James, a respected judge in St. Louis. But his younger brother, Samuel, became famous and wealthy as the inventor of the Colt revolver.
I was going to ask that.
Nice.
I was going to ask that. And I was like, don't jump ahead, and then
Don't be racist.
Don't embarrass yourself. Or and don't ask if they know what's his name, Billy.
Billy on the Street?
No,
Billy
not
Eichner?
No,
Billy Burr? Funny comic.
Billy Burr. Dude,
Yeah.
he loves it when you call him that. William
The
Billy
Colts,
Burr.
the
Billy Redface?
sports team?
The
Yes.
Colts, or just like he was the guy who invented the term cult, the CULT cult.
Ooh.
Right?
Hell yeah, he was.
Like his older brother, he started cults. He was into orgies and blood.
I'll orgy you right now, bro.
You would. You'd like to threaten with odd sex.
John's life was a revolver in its own way.
Mine?
No. John Colt.
This is going to be really your name's not John anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can just refer to me as Sir Jonathan.
Sir Jonathan.
Soon to be knighted.
John's life was a
My
revolver. No, shut the fuck up. God damn it.
You know, I don't know how those hand hits sound on the podcast.
They sound good to me, damn it.
Okay, go on with your story, you dick.
John C. Colt's life was a revolver in its own way,
I thought we were going to talk about
Clever.
me.
as he spun through tragedy, opportunity, failure, and mistakes. 2 of his siblings died in childhood, and his favorite sister, Margaret, died of tuberculosis at 13.
That's weak.
Which
His
they
favorite
separate that
sister.
from being... Yeah, definitely his favorite sister,
Was
first
it
of
her
all.
favorite before she died?
Well,
Yeah.
So by process of elimination.
Yeah.
You're like, you're the one left. So that's why I tell my Aunt Susie, I'm like, you're my favorite Aunt Susie. And she always goes, I'm your only Aunt Susie. And I go, yep.
Well, they also split it up. Like, his 2 siblings died in childhood, but Margaret died at age 13, not childhood.
Yeah, an adult. People used to get laid at that age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
but not
man.
Margaret.
Wait, how many
She
siblings
died.
are there?
He was one of 8 born to Sarah and Christopher.
Okay.
That's how you did it in the old days. If you were rich enough, you had 8 kids because you had to like alligator
Some of
stuff.
them were going to die.
You just
Some of them are
smash,
gonna
bro.
Yeah. Even the rich ones.
I'm all about smashing.
The parents are about smashing.
John kept a lock of Margaret's hair for the rest of his life.
Creepy.
A little bit.
It was his sister, though.
Yeah.
No,
It's not like
it's
some
less
chick he had a
creepy.
crush
Doesn't
on.
that make it more...
Locks of hair are creepy no
No, it's
matter
a
what.
sibling, dude.
Even if it's your own lock of hair, it's weird.
Dude, I don't have a
Shefsky,
lock of
I
hair,
will-
but all the hair my brother trims off his beard, I keep in a bag. I use it as a
Weird.
pillow. It's
That's
really
weird.
good for neck
No, that's
support. I'm
bad.
just joking. I was making that up.
You know
I don't
what?
know.
I know what I'm getting you for Hanukkah this year. Lock of my hair, bro.
That's so weird. But
Yeah.
you should have told me.
A
'cause that
lock
would've
of your
really been a
hair
funny
would not
gift.
be like very long.
Well, I'm going to grow it out between now
You
and
haven't
then.
seen his balls.
Fuck no,
You got
you
like a
haven't.
month, right? When's Hanukkah?
It's coming.
When's
December.
When's Hanukkah? Yeah, it's always Hanukkah.
Bharoocha is not a Jewish name, in case you guys were confused.
It sounds
It is
like
a
it.
Jewish prayer.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh, very close.
Barucha Tadonai Eloheinu. Comedian
John
guest today
was
is
a
Ahmed.
constant troublemaker, described by some as willful, cunning, and revengeful youth with wild passions over which he had no great control.
That's
He
the part
almost
that really-
died many times as a kid. At 5 years old, he slipped while playing on a cider press and nearly drowned in a vat of juice.
Interesting.
Playing
At
on a
5.
cider press?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't have anything fun then.
Yeah.
The best game was a hoop and a stick.
Jump on the cider press.
Yeah.
Cider press rules.
A couple years later, while playing on a frozen river, he began to jump up and down until the ice broke and he fell through.
That's not like
That
someone
was
was
his
trying
fault.
to break. Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna break through this fucking ice. His parents are like, John, don't do that. Fuck you guys. I'm going through the
I don't
ice.
think this is a very good idea.
I would love it if he was just trying to prove how like it wasn't going to break. It's not going to break. Don't worry about it.
Guys!
Get off the ice, young man. You're going to break it.
Twice he was nearly killed by animals.
Thanks for joining in on that act.
Twice he was nearly killed with animals.
We have a lot of almost deaths to get through in this section.
Shit.
Once
Move
he
on, Dan.
once he harassed a horse until it kicked him.
How'd you get those hooves, you nasty bitch?
Yo, do those legs go all the way up? Oh yeah, yeah, girl, you make those noises. What you doing? Why you turning away?
Fuck you.
Ah, man, that kind of hurts, but you know, it's still I have a boner still, so it's fine.
You have a boner?
Yeah, because I'm harassing you.
How old is this guy with a boner harassing his horse?
Like 8.
Oh, that's odd.
Aggressive 8-year-old boners.
Oh, dude, I had aggressive 8. Those are those stone boners.
Mm-hmm.
Your
Strong
body doesn't-
boners.
Yeah, your body doesn't even know what to. It like leads you around.
Pure
Like,
boner.
whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another
Pure
time.
boner? You call it a pure boner?
Yeah, it's a pure boner.
That's such a creepy term for it. That's something like a weird molester would say. Like, come here, let me see your pure boner.
I just love those pure boners.
His favorite childhood pastime was playing soldier. So at 8 years old, his brilliant mother bought him a miniature brass cannon.
I didn't even know you could buy those.
I mean, not anymore.
After this kid's childhood, they're
He
out.
overloaded it with real gunpowder and caused the cannon to explode.
Oh yeah, this kid's awesome. He sounds like a
Yeah.
little piece of shit.
No one was hurt.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
He already sounds like the kid from that one movie where they had to remember that movie Role Models, where they're like that little kid that was like super talented at being a dick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is what this kid already sounds
He
like.
sounds like the kind of kid who throws firecrackers at you and thinks it's funny.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
harassed a horse until it kicked him. Like that's weird.
I mean, when do you stop harassing horses?
I guess before.
Yeah, man.
But like, what was he
Gotta
doing
live
to the
life,
horse?
bro.
I never started harassing horses.
Yeah.
Am I behind
you
the
guys are
times?
pussies.
I'm not living adventurously enough, according to this guy.
Yeah, no dick pics, no harassing horses.
Dick pics from harassing horses?
Ooh.
Check.
No one was hurt, but some historians speculate that this is when Samuel Colt, his younger brother, gained his fascination with armaments. At the age of 9, John's father sent him to Hopkins Academy with the hope it would straighten his son out. Instead, John became, as one biographer would put it, the ringleader of all mischief. Recognizing the utter futility of trying to change his son through schooling, his father pulled him from the academy just 1 year later.
1 year he gave up. Nah,
Yeah.
it's never gonna work.
No, this kid's dumb and a dick. He's out.
Well, what do you do when you pull him out, though?
School ain't helping.
Where do you put him?
Wherever you want. It's 18. By that's point, it's like 1812 or 1810 or whatever.
Okay.
So you
what's
just do whatever
happening
you want.
in
You're like, I don't know, just go sit over there.
Who's president then? What year? What year
Lyndon
is
B.
this?
Johnson,
This is pretty early. 1810.
George Washington,
Not
Lincoln.
anymore.
George Washington, Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson. That's all I know.
No, that's
those
the
are the
order
good
they were
ones.
president
Yeah.
in, too, obviously.
Bush and Obama.
That and Christopher had just declared bankruptcy during the Panic of 1819. So that's another reason why he might have pulled him out, because he didn't have any money.
Because of the panic.
John's mischief. Yeah, dude, panics, for real.
What does that mean, the panic? Is that like a
It was a
depression?
financial crash where everyone was like, oh no, something's wrong. And then just,
Wasn't as catchy as the Great Depression.
Yeah.
Just the panic.
Yeah, that immediately made my ears perk. I was like, wait, the people were having anxiety at 1800s, huh?
The panic of 1808, was it?
1813?
shit, it's almost 1820. Thought I'd have more by now.
Panicked.
Back at home,
Yeah.
John and a friend were caught stealing apples from a neighbor
Well,
who
that's not
gave
so
a
bad.
severe whipping to John's buddy. As revenge, they snuck into his barn and filled the old man's favorite horse's tail and mane with burrs. The horse had to be shaved
With
all
burrs?
like
Little spiky things?
those little spiky things that you get on your socks when you go through the woods.
Ow!
He really
Yeah.
hates horses.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, this guy he's a sociopath. He has no empathy for the people he punishes, does he?
definitely not horses. I mean, all this is really to say that John was just kind of a dick.
Yeah.
That's the basic point of the story so far.
Horses.
Not good. Bad parents, too, I'd say.
Well, especially his mother, because she died of tuberculosis when he was
Yeah.
only 11. So
kind of parent
really
is
Yeah,
shitty mom.
fucking abandoned by his mom. First problem.
Yeah,
least she gave him a
There's
gun,
sort of a
right?
theme in a lot of these stories where you're like, and then their mom died when they were a tiny child, and you're like, ah, fuck. Okay, here it comes.
It really is a huge ingredient. I mean,
It's Voldemort.
yeah, no offense if you're a listener and your mom passed and you're doing really well. I'm not saying it happens to 100% of people. It just
I
seems
am.
to be an ingredient. It's like a Venn diagram. Like, not everyone whose mother passes away when they're a little kid turns into a criminal, but every criminal's mother passes away when they're
Or
a little
father.
kid. Or father.
Some tragedy.
Tragedy
They could have
happened.
just got touched.
That's right.
Possibly
That'll
by a
count.
horse. That's
That'll-
might be why he harassed it.
Yeah.
That's why. I harass horse.
Oh,
Like this
dude.
horse diddled me.
Mr. Ed keeps
You ever been diddled by a
tutoring me.
hoof?
Yeah. Oh, gross.
It's a
Yeah,
lot.
It can't be counted as
It's like
diddled.
mostly thumbnail.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
what a
horrific.
gamey molestation. Like, I don't know. I don't like going on hay rides anymore. It brings back weird memories, right?
Yeah, it
And those
does.
big teeth. He bit me.
I said no teeth. 2 years later, his father remarried to Olivia Sargent,
Hell yeah, got it. You know what I'm saying? Gangstar.
The
Girls
quintessential-
look so good.
wicked
Next.
stepmother.
Yeah.
Oh, she's bad.
This is a Disney story.
They quickly had 3
feel bad
children
for him.
together.
Oh, yeah, dude. 3 children together. He's like, let's just keep it going.
Yep, money.
Man, people fuck. I don't know if it's just that I'm horny. With all these stories, I'm like, people always having kids in it. That means they fucked.
Well, it means they fucked and they didn't have
Once.
birth control.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can.
If you didn't have birth control, you would have 15,000 children by now.
No, because you got to give women of history are smarter than that, dude. There's a thing called ovulation. They know their bodies. You know your cycle. There's like 3 days a month you can't have a.
Yes, but they weren't allowed to say no then.
But you think back then they knew? Like, where'd they read that?
You think that? Wait a second. Wait.
Like, now you
Oh,
just
how we
look it
didn't really
online or
understand it.
something, but, like, who are you asking about that?
Well, I think
It's 1810. You're
Yeah.
not allowed to read.
Yeah.
but there's certain common knowledge that gets passed around a tribe that you're just like,
Yeah, maybe
oh,
that's
like you know what I mean? Where you just like their period is something that kind of like peeks its ugly head out every month and says hello. Like you know, there's a cycle.
But when
Hi,
when
I'm
do you
blood.
when are you supposed to have sex when you're in your period to not get pregnant?
You can get pregnant on your period. I know that because I'm married and we we had a kid, so there was a lot of stuff of planning there. So you can get pregnant on your period, but I think it's like the 3 days before it or something like that. See, I don't know.
So that's
I'd
a
be
lot
the
of
guy that would
witchcraft
be
right
like,
there. How do you know when it's coming? Because usually
You can
sometimes
just
it's late.
tell.
What if you
You
thought
can
it was
just
3
tell.
days and then you're like, screwed.
boys, Ma's been kind of rotten to me lately, so I'm sleeping on the old Victorian couch tonight.
I'll be out in the barn with the horses.
Who's that? Who's with the horse?
The guy who's not fucking right now.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're hanging out with the horses, putting some burrs in the horses.
Yeah.
Some bill burrs.
Wait, so there's only
A horse, right? I mean, come on. It's just ridiculous.
Is that Bill Burr?
That wasn't a great Bill Burr.
Is there
Just a
only
shout
a
out
few
to
days
Bill.
out of the month where you can't get pregnant?
There's like a lot of time out of the month you can't get pregnant.
I can never get pregnant.
One
So
of the
it's
oldest-
pretty,
I bet you could get pregnant. I
one
could
of the
get
oldest.
pregnant.
Yeah, you can.
thanks for
dude.
believing in me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
We'll work on
I
it.
want to see you guys try right
Yeah.
now on this table. No, but there's something called the rhythm method, which I think was like the oldest form of birth control, which is
Okay.
like pre a lot of science.
It's where you have 4 guys drum in the corner while you fuck.
the rhythm method.
Yeah.
Rhythm is a dancer. It's also a form of birth control. Keep it going. He's about to come.
Honey, you know, I love you, but I know you don't want to have more kids, but this is really weird with like the 4 guys just looking at us playing drums.
Honey, it's the only way we can listen to music. It's the old days.
But I mean,
Did
just
they call it that while it was
The
happening?
old days.
This is the old days, honey.
The old days.
We could say that now, though. We have to say that now because one day this will be the old days. Guys, this is the old days,
it is.
Oh, no.
right?
In the good old days of cell phone, I got it.
All right, just fucking read your stupid
Money
fucking
was
story.
tight.
Money was tight.
And Olivia was not about to allow the remaining funds to be spent on her stepchildren.
Ew, right?
Rather than receive an education, John and his siblings were put to work. Sam was indentured to a farmer in Connecticut. His remaining sister, Sarah Ann, was sent to a relative's house to work as a servant.
Hell yeah, that's what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying?
John, who always wanted to attend West Point, was told that the military academy was beyond their means. Instead, the 14-year-old was sent to work at the Union Manufacturing Company, a textile mill that made the cheap blue cotton stripe fabric used to clothe slaves.
Nice,
Right?
killer cycle to be part
Wow.
of, bro.
Making clothes for slaves?
Yeah, fist bumping your friend. Like, this is going on slaves. You know what I'm saying? Shit's really working out for this country.
Oddly enough, he excelled at the job and was quickly promoted to assistant bookkeeper, where he gained an expertise in accounting.
How'd they not have slaves make those outfits?
Yeah.
I mean, not to be unempathetic. Ethically that's gross, but
I think we should go back in time and make him do it.
Maybe because
That's what you spend your time capsule on?
You make cooler clothes or something. Maybe.
he's killing Hitler. I'm trying to get laid, and you're like, I'm gonna make the slaves make their clothes. That's my contribution to the time machine.
This is not efficient.
He's obsessive compulsive. Just let him put those slaves to more work.
Like, we have to do more shit? Yeah, man. Seriously, it's a cycle. The circle of life. Dun, 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 dun. A boy who yearned for excitement and adventure now had the most boring job in the world. He was an accountant.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, right?
My brother-in-law, or my father-in-law, has done some accounting, and he's tried to get my brother-in-law into it, and I told him he shouldn't do it.
I don't even completely understand what accounting is. Like, you do
It's
the books.
accounting.
You just like
It really is accounting.
yeah,
It really is counting.
You're counting.
yeah. You just
You took that and you ran with it. Good.
Yeah.
It really is counting, though. Like, you add up tallies. So, like,
just like you spent this much money, we get this much money.
yeah, and then there's all the kinds of things that happen through taxation that someone who knows what things are is going to need to know, like, how much did you really make? Because if you buy a $40,000 vehicle for your construction company that made $100,000, then did you make $100,000? No, you made, it's a write-off, so you made $60,000. So that's how we tax it.
You know,
Just imagine
assets and liabilities.
I know those words,
All
yeah.
that stuff.
I like the word asset because it makes me hard. You know what I'm saying?
John was briefly enrolled in an academy in Massachusetts and poured himself into his studies. But his stepmother convinced Christopher to stop paying his tuition and demanded that John return home.
I demand that you come home this instant.
But I'm trying to actually learn a skill that could help us make more money.
Yeah, you're wasting my time.
But I don't understand how that works, because if I make more money, then you can buy more things.
You're making me very angry.
I got nothing. You know, I'll just come home. Which is what he did.
Good boy.
He came home, but he continued to study, which still wasn't enough for Olivia. She wanted him to completely abandon his academic pursuits and go back to work full-time. She wanted this 14-year-old to not learn shit anymore and just work full-time.
Wait,
And
he
I-
was 14 when he was an accountant?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, when I was 14, I was beaten off the Victoria's Secret back catalogs.
That is so immature, dude. I was accounting.
Fought 2 horses and became an accountant.
I'm proud of both of you guys.
No, I was beaten off too. I love those catalogs.
Right? In 1827, a 17-year-old John Colt received a $50 loan from his sister Margaret's widower.
Which was like $1,000 now.
Good money, yeah. And promptly left home to find his own way in the world.
Nice.
Yeah.
He soon found employment as a math instructor at a ladies' seminary in Baltimore.
You take 2 slave uniforms
How did he get hired as a math person?
because he was already an
You
accountant.
didn't have to have any skills for any job. That's the most important thing about the 1800s.
I did the books once for him.
You're like, I'm a doctor. How? I don't know. I got a knife, bitch. Let's go.
Yeah. Totally. You could
No
in
school.
those days. It was literally like your interview. The aptitude test was like, "How many books have you read? 3. 3. That's a number. You're an accountant." They stamp it and they push it towards you on the desk.
He worked at the seminary for a year before he met an engineer who was so impressed with his flair for numbers that he offered him a high-paying job as a supervisor for a major engineering company. John excelled, and within months, his section was considered the best on the line. Within a few months, the 18-year-old was not only able to repay the $50 loan, but he'd saved up enough money to go back to school on his own dime.
He still wanted to go to school, even though he had a killer management job in an engineering company.
He's an
He
academic.
was a shitty kid, but now he seems like a great
Right?
adult.
He's getting his shit together.
Maybe he was in a dorm. He was getting laid a lot. He's like, I just want more threesomes. You know, like I don't actually care about the books.
Things were looking up.
They were looking up.
His sister Sarah Ann was not so lucky.
Oh no.
She had been raised for the life of a lady and
His
was now
least
treated
favorite
as a laborer with no sympathy from Olivia.
Ugh.
Sarah Ann watched as her childhood friends left behind to work as a servant. On March 24th, 1829, she had a particularly severe argument with her stepmother.
Stepmother. Yeah, I was gonna say, let's be a little more specific.
She ran out of the house.
It was probably about how she wasn't her mother.
Yeah, you're not even my mom, right?
2 days later, she killed herself with arsenic.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's such a fucking gross way to die.
Oh, yeah,
too.
I mean, I
Where'd
should
she
know.
get that
A lot
arsenic?
of this stuff isn't very happy.
Yeah, we add
I
the
keep
happy
waiting
sauce.
for the happy ending.
There was a birthday party once. Someone got a gift they wanted. That happened. That's right.
nice.
John was devastated. He no longer cared about books and studies. Life was a joke, and home was a word filled with bitter taste. He decided to leave the country and pass the rest of his days in some foreign land. So he did the sensible thing and join the Marines.
That's right. That's right. Like a young Latino boy in modern America. The billboards are all over the barrio. He wants to help defend his country.
It's so weird that there's no Marine billboards in Beverly Hills. That seems really strange.
It doesn't seem
Yeah,
strange.
those kids would really do great out there.
If you go to
I mean, they're already so good at being bad to people.
Yeah, I know, right?
So,
no, we can't send them there. They're our nation's brightest and whitest.
sure. Absolutely.
And I
too
mean white.
soft.
I mean white symbolically. There's black people that are that white, and there are Mexican people that are that white. I mean, like the type of class they are.
Despite his lifelong fascination,
Fascination.
I wanted to say it that
the
way.
Fascinations and the Furious nations.
With the military, real life as a soldier did not match his romantic fantasy.
These boots don't feel so good, and I'm
No.
kind of getting bored of marching. But if you want to take a picture of me with a gun, I'm down.
Now get back in line.
Yeah, he probably wanted to kill more people.
I don't want to get in line. I'm not waiting for anything else.
Give me 50 push-ups.
I will write 50 push-ups into a book because I'm a school kid.
Ooh.
We're just
hired.
going to kill you now.
You're promoted.
I'm going to go
That's
with
how-
that general who's
Yeah.
promoting me.
He knows about books.
And now you're my under.
He said book.
It's interesting that he couldn't buy a commission like they did in Britain at the time.
In the old days, yes.
Well, because at the same time as
Here's
in Britain, where you could be like,
$4,300. I'm the king.
yeah,
Yeah, you could buy your way into stuff in the old days. You could have a
you're like,
position.
I want to be a colonel. It's like, all right, give me $100.
That sounds like that's kind of coming right back around to,
Yeah.
why aren't there military billboards in Beverly Hills? It's very similar. And it's not the exact same way that it's done, but it's
close.
John
very similar.
expected
You buy
that
your way
at the
out.
worst. Ooh, what?
You can buy your way out of the military now.
Can you really?
I'm sure. Rich people don't go, right?
I
Well,
just
there's no
think-
draft
I
I
anymore.
just think that you don't have to. Yeah, because there's no draft. They do more of like a marketing thing now, where they're like, "You're poor. Do you want to try?" They glorify it.
Yeah.
It's like I look at the Air Force billboards, and it looks like these dope ass jets. And
Yeah,
you're
you're
like, who
right.
doesn't want
I
to
guess
fly
I
a
didn't think of
jet,
that.
dude, and kill the bad guy? But then you actually go, and you're like, well, you're not going to fly a jet. You're going to sit over here. You're going to help us
Gonna
arrest
shovel
drunk
poop.
sailors. Or you're going to
They probably shovel
army
poop.
We got to get that poop over there where we're fighting the battle, and you're the shovel man.
Do we have to build the whole bunker out of poop?
I'm not going to answer your
Yes.
questions until you're done shoveling.
But this
the
is
poop.
this is where we live.
There's a war going on out there, and you want to argue? We need the shit moves, or we're going to lose.
But I mean, my eyes are watering so much from shit that I can't see the people
Your
I'm trying to
eyes
shoot.
are going to water more when we lose more good men. Now get over there, take your shovel, and move that duty. It's your duty. For America. I'm shoveling shit. Shoveling shit.
John expected at the worst he would be forced to stand guard duty for a few hours at a time, but within months he would be traveling the world.
Like in the billboards, right, guys?
His letters express excitement at heading to, quote, to Constantinople, thence to Alexandria, thence to Calcutta, thence to Canton, crossing the Pacific and returning homeward through South America. Ooh. In reality, being a Marine in 1929 sucked donkey dick.
And what war's going on then?
Wait,
I
that's
think
almost World War One. This is
no,
1929?
no, 1829.
Oh, you jumped a fucking...
I did that.
What do they
Super
call it?
old.
Not a decade, a century.
A century. I've heard of
Yeah,
this.
I was like, so it's 1929?
No.
It's
Yeah.
1829.
1829.
They're gearing up for the Civil War, right? Was that 18...
No, it's Civil
50
War.
or
No,
60?
Civil War is not happening for a long time.
Well, 30
and
years in the old days was like...
Spanish. Let's see. The Spanish-American War didn't happen yet. Did the French? Was there? For us being a podcast, we talk about history so much. I should know when the fucking wars are.
You should. I've never claimed to know anything.
I don't know anything at
Let
all.
the
That's why I
record
asked.
state our guest, Ahmed Bharoocha, knows nothing, and the regular guest host, or whatever I'm called, assistant guy that riffs, also knows nothing. Place all culpability on Richard Slaton. Now we can
Food
move on.
was terrible. His comrades were maniacs, and the discipline was harsh.
This biscuit sucks. The fucking army sucks.
Well, I mean, we made the biscuit out of poop. That's the only resource we have in the military now.
It didn't show that on the Join the Army billboard.
Well, here, take this poop pencil and write down on the poop paper.
Everything is made out of shit. I hate this army.
Why do you think the rifles don't work?
My rifle stinks because it's made out of shit. And my muskets are made out of constipated people's marble shit. That would actually work really well.
Yeah.
Those little, when you
Those
ever
would
do
hurt.
the rabbit marbles, and you're
Yeah.
like, what is that? It took a lot of effort.
It's just a typo.
Soon after his first night on sentry duty, John came down with a violent fever.
Ooh, I don't feel so good. I think it's from the shit.
By the time he made it out of the infirmary, his ship had set sail without him.
Oh, boy.
I really had to land that
Yeah.
pee.
That's a cool line, though. Your shit set sail.
I didn't have to land the poop, though. Bam! You see how I turned that back around?
God,
What's up?
Save
What's up?
the
What's
rib.
up?
Save the rib.
Killing it.
Roast culture. Go
There
on.
would be no world traveling, no grand adventure. John submitted a formal request for discharge, but he was denied. Undeterred, he forged a letter.
Was that a pun?
No, that's
Deterred?
undeterred.
Which turd? Disturred right now?
John forged a letter from a Massachusetts farmer named Hamilton, claiming that the young recruit was actually his underage son who had run away and faked his identity as John C. Colt.
This recruit.
Wow.
It reads.
Espionage.
This guy who is totally not me is also my son and not the guy who he
That's
is.
what the letter said. Signed, Hamilton.
Back
the
then, that's
farmer.
pretty easy, though. You have no way of proving anything.
You
Yeah.
have no way of
as
knowing.
long as the
Dude,
guy said something,
you're
it
so
was
right.
true.
In those days, dude, yeah, everything was forged, and people were always surprised.
This
like,
guy's
how
my
could this
grandpa.
be? But it says right here it was signed by him,
Yeah.
and you're like, that wasn't him. But it's signed by him right here.
Hold on, this paper says he is Jesus and Moses.
Yeah, and-
There's no way that's wrong.
Even
It's
the
written
wax
down.
stamp is J&M. It had to have been him. The forensics sucked in those days.
John sent the letter to his brother, who mailed it back to the base. The hoax worked, and John was discharged after serving just 3 months, only 11 days of which he actually spent on duty.
So basically, he really did a number on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
He's
he got
smart.
out.
I like this guy.
Yeah, he's a quick one.
Guy's named John, dude. I've been telling you.
After his discharge, he spent years bouncing between pursuits. First, he was a law clerk for his cousin Dudley Selden.
Who Selden? Go on.
Then he tried his hand as a riverboat gambler.
Oh, dude, that's a classic line right there.
Tried his hand as a riverboat gambler.
Yeah, I love the river. Just the idea of a
Yeah.
riverboat gambler.
He briefly attended the University of Vermont, where he served as a debate coach.
Nerd.
He was a
Dork.
he was a fur trader in Michigan,
Oh, he got laid in Michigan a
a
lot. Yeah,
land
that's nice.
speculator in Texas.
Okay.
Wow,
He worked-
life seemed easy back then.
You
just
can do
get
anything.
jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like to do the job, though, it's like it's just a 12-day horse ride,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
going to be shooting on a cactus.
A school teacher in Kentucky, a soap manufacturer in New York, a dry goods merchant in Florida, a grocery wholesaler in Georgia, and an organizer of masquerade balls in New Orleans.
Did he know he didn't have to move to get a new job?
I think he did have to move in those days.
Yeah.
They're like, there's 3 jobs.
You're
in
the
town.
blacksmith.
Yeah.
You can't be the teacher.
Yeah, well, they'll all go somewhere. Where
I'm the
they-
teach smith.
The teach smith.
None of the jobs gave him
This
what he really
fall
wanted.
on CBS. Dun, dun, dun. Teach Smith. He's going to forge you a new career.
Bing.
I have to reach these kids.
Ding with the hitting the hard
Burn.
iron.
That's all he
There's
does.
got to be more puns in there.
I'm
We really
going to
suck.
burn and beat these kids into being good students. None of the jobs gave him what he really wanted, though.
There's more there.
A chance to make his mark on the world.
Uh-oh.
In 1834,
Never
John had finally come back to his true talent, accounting.
Oh yeah, dude. Make your mark on the world. I've added it up and I've checked it again.
Best accountant ever.
Yeah, in the world. It's like a globe. He has like a little Oscar kind of globe.
You guys
thing.
really aren't that far off.
All those famous accountants.
Yeah, you're actually kind of on the right path.
I know they have. I mean, I've seen The Office. I know that they didn't make that up. There definitely is like an accountant's like convention.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I use this calculator. I use this calculator. I'm planning on killing myself this way. I'm planning on killing myself this way. I don't know. Move on.
Recognizing that the U.S. was far behind European countries in their accounting practices, he began to tour the country giving lectures on the virtues of double-entry bookkeeping,
It's so important. You must stay with me now.
which is very boring, so I won't describe it
How
to you in
old is he
detail.
at this point?
By 1834,
I think
he's 24
12.
years old.
Oh,
That's it. This guy's amazing.
he's done a lot more. He's like a real natural force.
At,
lived like 1,000
24
lives.
years old, I was beating off to music videos.
Yeah, you were.
Basically, I'm going to mark this whole thing of what age, when I was beating
What
off
you
to
were
at what
beating
age.
off to.
Were they classic
No,
music videos?
Music
or
videos was more like 16, I have to be honest. By 24, I'd moved on to the internet.
Internet, yeah. Once
Yeah,
the
yeah.
internet came around, it changed.
You
the
didn't,
game.
you didn't
Change
masturbate
the
to
game.
regular porno like a healthy American boy?
Oh yeah, no. There was a time period where where I found you find the magazine in the woods, or your friend's
Oh,
dad
yeah.
has a tape in his
Oh, yeah.
drawer. or
Why are
something.
they always in the woods?
Because that's where people. Because in our society,
That's
Just
where I
done
jerk
with them
off.
and they're just
let me
like,
get serious.
throw it
right
out in
now.
the woods.
In this sexually deprived society, people get weirder because you can't comfortably masturbate in your house because
Yeah.
you'll get caught or get in trouble. You have to go somewhere
Go to the
secluded.
woods.
So a lot of stuff happens in the woods that in if we were a little healthier with it, people could just comfortably do.
And
it.
so the
I-
guy's jerking off in the woods with the porno mag. He finishes and he's just like, "I'm out of here."
Yeah, and he leaves the mag with the trees like it's
Yeah.
just it's made out of wood, and
How many times have you guys found a condom just out in
in the middle?
public?
No, oh yeah, and then made balloons with it, and then gotten sick. Yep.
What?
No, I'm just joking. I didn't do that.
Then you breathe in and out of it because you have like a panic attack and you're like, oh, this might have not been the best idea to breathe this in.
And then you pull it out like this and you drink whatever's in it.
This isn't a paper bag.
No.
This condom's weird. This balloon was chunky. It was a jelly balloon, Mom. See?
Luckily for John, the 1830s were very boring, and the lecture circuit was one of the most popular and lucrative forms of entertainment of the day.
Oh, that was like the stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
You go to the lecture circuit.
This is how you accounting.
How you guys doing? It's good to be here. I was adding up some numbers the other day, and
According to one historian, as many as 4,000 cities had lyceum societies that sponsored regular lectures on a wide range of topics. In just one season, a small city in Maine held nearly sold-out lectures on astronomy, biology and physiology, the principles of geology, conservation, reading, the cultivation of memory, popular delusions concerning the Middle Ages, Iceland, the equality of the human condition, the true mission of women, the domestic life of the Turks,
women. I want to hear that.
We still need that lecture. She-devils. Nope.
and the problem of the age and the origin. Oh, here's one. And the origin of letters. That was a lecture.
Where did letters come from?
That actually sounds like the most fascinating one out of all of them.
C.
The origin of letters and linguistics. That's some real serious weird stuff. I like that kind of stuff.
Suffice it to say, John Colt had plenty of gigs.
Oh, so he did all of them?
No, there's four. There
Even
were more.
he was killing it in stand-up?
You could go do this.
Yeah.
There are fewer stand-up gigs in America now than there were lecture halls that paid well in 1830.
Oh, it must have been great, dude. They still got stiffed by all the bookers.
Yeah, probably.
I still haven't got my check. I still haven't got my check for that the lecture I gave on the moon. It was really funny, too.
You ever lecture in Nashville? The condo is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
I'll mail you the check.
Oh, yeah. I had my first threesome lecturing on numbers, ironically. It was actually one of my...
Despite the steady work, John was still a dreamer.
Oh, yeah. He's like, I want my NBC special. I'm tired of just traveling around, staying in condo. I miss my family.
And for a time, he sets his sights on becoming a successful writer. He penned sketches and short stories, which he would regularly submit to magazines in the hopes of getting published.
Nice.
He was rejected over and over again by publishers, including one of his friends, an author by the name of Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, what?
He's friends with Edgar Allan Poe?
He was friends with Walt Whitman, Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, Walt?
Like,
Fuck yeah.
like a huge list of these classical American writers were all buddies of his, and they were all great writers. And he was like, I can write too. They're like, sure, John.
No, you
sure.
can't.
Yeah.
That sounds like a quote I've heard. Sure, John. Sure.
As one publisher of the
myself
time
out.
noted, John's writing was rejected because, quote, the Colt literary output lacked quality, atmosphere, interest, and could lay claim to being pulselessly nothing beyond fairly good English.
Ouch.
Turns out he was probably writing the exact same thing they were. They just didn't, he didn't network enough.
I feel like that publisher is the guy who reviews stand-up sets at Just for Laughs.
Yeah.
That is like a worse than a YouTube comment.
Right?
That's pretty
Oh, yeah, in the old days when someone had to, write it out in, ink.
completely lacking in soul.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I do like
They
this
didn't
one thing.
like it.
I have seen that quoted, though, in a YouTube comment. But
I like this part where could lay claim to being pulselessly nothing beyond fairly good English.
I want to read this guy's sketches now.
At least my English was good, though.
The sketches are great. They actually did that one on the Chappelle Show. It's the same sketch. I knew it. I knew this guy was good. Is he? Can we get him?
Let's do it.
Let's get him on the show.
One of his literary friends, author and publisher George Palmer Putnam, responded to a submission with the following note, quote, write about something you really know, John. You have an exceptional business education. Write me a textbook on accounting. That's what I really need. John was pissed. Why should his literary talent be used on a textbook? As rejection letters piled up, John's speeches changed. He was now traveling across the country, giving angry lectures about accounting.
Just Bill Burr.
He was the first Trump.
I was thinking that he was like Bill Burr, like Louis C.K. in it. Like he went from like a comic, or a Carlin that was like
Farts and jelly.
And then all of a sudden it's just like, fuck you, fuck the way you're doing this, and fuck all
you in the
of you.
butthole.
Thank you guys so much. It's great being here.
All
I
right,
love
you put the assets in the fucking left. God damn it. And then on the right, you put whatever shitty bullshit liabilities you have.
The point that you even need an accountant proves that you're fucking an imbecile anyways. So fuck you. You plus me equals fuck you.
Woo!
And then he does a bow, and everyone's like, woo. Dude, that show was fucking great.
God, he's so real.
He's so raw.
John's life was not all yelling about math. He also had a romantic side. It appears that he briefly married a woman in Texas, as some of his personal accounting refers to receiving assets from his father-in-law. Whether by death, divorce, or
So it's
simple
not just me.
abandonment. Yeah.
They don't know how she died? Or
Well, they don't know
what?
whether he abandoned her or divorced her or whatever. But by the time he made it to Cincinnati, he was single and met a girl named Frances Anne Frank.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you think
Any
maybe he made
relation?
this girl up? Maybe he made that
The one in
first girl
Texas?
up. Yeah, he's a good accountant. He knows how to lie.
It's a possibility.
Because it
I have
seems
a
like they know so much about his life, and they're just like, hey, he got married, and we don't know what happened to her.
I think that actually I have a theory. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, and I think that this is actually, that Anne Frank is actually a reptilian that survived until the Holocaust, that actually didn't die in the Holocaust. She worked with the Nazis.
He kept Frances
wrote
in
the
an
book,
attic
and
by
then-
herself for years on end.
Okay. You guys don't want to hear my theory? Okay. And
I was-
she
I
lives
was
on the
go-
moon. She currently lives on the moon. Move on with the story. The Nazis. Go on.
At only 21 years old, Frances had already been married twice to morons who lost considerable fortunes.
Of course. That's 21. I mean, that's like 70.
Whose wording is that? The
That's
moron.
mine. Oh, no,
Rich, Rich writes this.
I was like,
I
wow,
read
wow.
about them, and I was like, these guys are morons.
I thought just in the history book it was like, he married 2 morons.
No, this
Yeah,
is...
the history book also said that the Marines at the time sucked donkey dick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you would never see, you'd never waste this guy's literary talent
On a
textbooks,
textbook.
right?
No,
Just like
no.
John's, right there.
No, yeah,
Are
Walt Whitman
you
would have loved my
John
shit.
Colt?
I don't know if Walt Whitman would have loved your shit.
Fuck
but
you.
You say fag too much. I think he would have been like,
Not on this show.
but off camera, man.
God,
No, he
you
doesn't.
were just painting me in a beautiful light.
That's. I would love to paint you. You have a beautiful body.
You already have. I had my birthday
That's
gift.
true. Oh,
the
yeah.
Viking Jew.
The Viking
painting.
Jew painting. That's right. Which will be available in prints online through Patreon.
Ooh,
at
that could
some
be a
point.
Patreon gift. The Viking Jew painting of me.
Not the actual painting.
No,
but
the
print.
actual
I'd
painting
be-
staying on my mantle.
Okay, I was going to say, I'd be pretty bummed if you... Wait, you
He's
auctioned
just
off my
giving it
painting
away.
today?
It's actually very prominently displayed in my living room.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's on
It's a
a
beautiful
it's on a
painting.
bookshelf.
I love
It's
it.
so great.
Every 1 out of
kind
20
of paint?
paintings I like. I think I used acrylics.
Ooh.
But yeah.
Acrylics on cardboard. It is next level shit.
Super cracked out,
I love
huh?
that.
Once you
That's
say
my
cardboard,
favorite
people are like, he's a tweaker. Cardboard painting. It's worth about $45.
Frances had already been married twice to morons who lost their money, so at first she was simply DTF.
Down to, yeah.
Nice.
Oh, dude, old school fucking too, right?
But over time, she began to have
Hairy
her
and
eyes
sweaty.
on marrying
right?
John
You got
Colt.
any sheep intestines? I don't have one. Then we were
Homegirl caught feelings and wanted to marry John
She
Colt.
caught feelings.
Oh,
Keeping it.
mistake.
He was not into it, especially when she informed him of her scandalous plans to become a professional thespian.
He let her know?
Scandalous.
Scandalous.
This guy is just a comic in the old days. This is so funny.
He wrote to inform her that if she became an actor, she would, quote, be set down as a bad woman.
Whoa! Oh, she wanted to become an actor.
Burn.
And he was like, no way.
He was like, not going to happen.
Why? What happened to actors in those days? They were
It
probably
was really not cool to
They
be an
got
actor.
set down.
Like a bad woman.
like she was going to have sex with a bunch of people, but not actually make any money.
Well, it was looked as like this low class, low rent, shitty thing to do.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Still,
But
still
then you
is.
go. But then you pay to go see them.
Oh no, it still is. We just look at it differently now.
Yeah.
It's still fucking garbage. Nobody hire me in this business, please. All right.
Actors are the most revered people in our culture. We care about them more than people that like invent vaccinations.
You know why they're the most revered though?
Yeah.
Is because no one lives in L.A. Everyone who lives in L.A. The only people in L.A. who revere actors are other actors. Everyone else is like, fucking just move.
Yeah, get out of here.
Just for let the record state, I don't believe that. If any actors are listening, let's network.
Somehow they
But
temporarily.
fuck y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm with
Let's
Trey Parker and
network.
Matt Stone. All right.
Somehow they temporarily patched things up, but when he rejected her advances a second time by way of a very short letter, things did not go as well. She took 150 grams of opium and tripped balls before dying of an overdose.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
She went out the right way, though.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to kill myself, it's heroin. That's the way I'm killing myself.
But you just said tripped balls. Imagine tripping and thinking you're going to die and then actually being like, oh, I am going to die. Because usually, like, you trip
Yeah,
and you
it
think you're
could've
going to
been a bad
die
trip.
and you're like, but you're not going to die. It's all good.
Yeah.
But, like, think about being like, I'm going to die. And then, like, knowing, like, oh, no, I'm really going to die. I don't know. It just
Well, I feel like
bums
that
me out.
every time I've smoked weed. Every single time I've smoked weed in my life, there's at least one point in the smoke where I'm like, oh, this is it. I'm dying. I'm going to have a heart attack right now. I'm a frequent smoker.
And I'm gonna, I was gonna say I'm gonna get you stoned soon, and we'll videotape it and do a psychology
That'll
experiment.
make you feel real safe.
Yeah, right. No, these cameras peering into my life and soul.
I think that's what you want. That's the challenge that you get through it. Like at the end of that commercial about being a Marine, where you put the sword through the dragon's heart. Like that's the point. You want to confront your fear of mortality.
That's
just
fair.
not every day. Then it starts to get
But
a little
Francis was not the love of his life.
taxing.
In 1835, his brother Samuel Colt took a trip to Europe to register patents for his new revolvers. He came back with the patents and a 16-year-old wife named Caroline Henshaw.
Damn.
Caroline was a striking beauty, but she was also poor and could barely read or write.
No one cares. She's hot, right? They're like, she's 16 and hot, and
But
this is legal.
it's not now. This is then. On his arrival back in town, Sam quickly realized she was not a fitting wife for a man trying to do business in high society, so he decided they actually weren't married. That worked out great for John, who decided that he and Caroline were married.
He stole his wife?
Well, Sam
She
was
didn't
like,
want her. It's like if
Sam
you had a
was like,
guitar,
you
you
can't
didn't
be my
play it.
wife, even though we are married. And then John was like, cool, we're married now. But they weren't married. He just decided they were married.
That's how you did it back then.
And she was cool with that.
I decide we were married.
How weird are people in the old days? That they just did all this weird shit. Like nowadays, you'd be like, I'm not gonna fucking break this chick's heart. Like she just doesn't know how to read. She's probably pretty cool. But in the old days, you're like, you're not fit for me to do business with. I guess people still do that in certain classes, right? You'd be like an actor or a politician. You'd probably be like, I can't bring you to my.
Well, like I saw this
Politician
documentary about
matches
Chinese
on TV.
matchmaking, and that's a huge thing of like class and like what assets do you bring?
Oh yeah.
People will take out since there's so many more men than women. It's hard to find women, so people like parents will take out billboard ads.
No.
Like here's a picture of my son, and here's his resume on a billboard.
No.
Please,
Are you
someone.
serious?
Yeah, there's a whole documentary on it.
It sounds like a Chinese
think it was on
fire
Vice.
drill of matchmaking. That sounds so weird.
Think of a Chinese fire drill, but with fucking. Like if that was how.
That actually sounds hot.
Yeah.
That sounds really hot and
It's like
messy.
the best orgy.
You just rubbing your dick all over them?
No, like you pull up to a stoplight, everyone pulls out, runs around, and then puts it in somewhere else.
Like a chaos
Oh,
for a
wow.
second. There's like there's sirens going on. People are just come flying by you. Everyone, a real firefight, guys. Get in there. Actually, I don't think the Chinese people talk like that.
John and Caroline moved into a seedy boarding house in Manhattan, and within months, she was pregnant.
That's right. Nothing left to do here. Gotta stay warm.
With John no longer traveling the lecture circuit, he and Caroline got by on the little money she made sewing and the zero money he made writing.
Ouch.
This really sounds a lot like my life.
Yeah.
I'm just.
I understand this guy.
Well, I think the rest of the story will fall in perfectly with what happens in your life, too, probably.
Oh.
Almost assuredly, it's the exact same story.
I'm assuming there's crime involved.
Definitely. Yeah, we usually hit the crime about the midpoint. We're getting pretty close to it.
I'm scared. I'm liking him too much now. I'm like, is he like the worst murderer ever?
It didn't take long.
He's just like Hitler was an artist that didn't get respect. This guy's a writer that didn't get what he needed.
Yeah.
This
And
is
then
depressing.
John changed his name to Mussolini. Okay. No. It didn't take long for John to feel bad that the mother
Chocolate
of his future
Mussolini.
child was losing her eyesight due to long nights sewing by candlelight.
What? She was losing her eyesight from
Yeah,
that?
her eyes were getting
The
fucked
kid
up.
was?
The mom.
The mom was.
But they didn't have a kid yet. There's just like a baby in
She
the
was
oven.
right to not
But the
read.
mom's kind of a kid, right?
So
She's
she was
16.
trying to
Yeah,
read.
she's still also a kid.
So learning to read was ruining her life?
Well,
No,
no, she's
sewing.
already, she's sewing.
Sewing
by
in front of a
candlelight.
candlelight,
Sewing.
which I didn't even know was that bad, so I'm going to stop doing
better
that.
stop that.
A note to our listeners, cut that
Stop
out.
sewing
seriously.
by candlelight.
Yeah, sewing by candlelight, might want to think twice. That would be a good billboard.
So John went to work for his brother selling
Irrelevant
guns.
modern billboards. Right?
Sorry, I was talking about guns.
Yeah.
I didn't hear what your riff was. It's probably pretty good, though.
It was terrific. It was-
Fuck me.
I don't even know if it was a riff as
Back
much
to
as
one, guys.
it was. I was just saying if we had irrelevant, you know how you have the ad council that tells you like to cook meat to a certain temperature, like you'll be walking by the bus stop and you'll be like, well, "Who the fuck
Who
is?"
has a meat thermometer is
Yeah.
the real question that I have.
Yeah.
I know. And like,
No
you
one
know how
has
long you
that.
cook it till it's fucking done, dude.
You know
Like,
how I know
just
food's,
cook it.
food's cooked? I just cut it open and ruin it and then
Yeah.
go, that looks cooked.
Yeah.
We're making ourselves weaker by overcooking things. I went and got a burger at a gourmet place with my friend's mom the other day, and people sometimes, like moms, they get their stuff well done.
hate
When you're in
that.
LA, like, don't get a fancy burger well done.
What's the point?
And I get mine extra rare, and
Yeah, me
it's
too.
amazing. And it's clean meat.
Yeah.
It's a good. It's not McDonald's. It's actually a good
Yeah.
company that like takes care of their stuff. People are
Grass-fed.
turning themselves into weaklings. I was in England. They had fucking
Heard of it.
Good. A location dropper. Lame. No, I was in England, and the sinks in my frickin' hotel room had a warning on the hot water side. I was like, yeah, I know. It's 2016.
Oh, but it was-
I know the water's going to be
Were there
hot.
two different spigots, like one for hot water, one for cold water?
Yeah.
Was it one of those old ass sinks?
No, it was a modern English hotel, and it was.
So they didn't go to the middle? They didn't meet?
I don't remember where they met. I just remember the warning, and I was like, "What, if fucking 7-year-olds renting their own hotel rooms in England?"
I met your father, Coldwater. It was a nice day. Okay.
Go on with your story. Cold water, huh?
The life of an arms dealer was not John's calling, so he finally relented and wrote a textbook on accounting. The Science of Double Entry Bookkeeping.
Oh, he went back to that gig he said he'd never take. Like if we were like, if I went to a reality
That's
show
the
after
last
all this,
straw.
yeah, I would never do a reality show. I was
Yeah.
like, I kind of had to do a reality show.
Right before he
It
snapped.
was a wild success.
Oh, no.
The book, the textbook was
Educators,
That must have
merchants, and
pissed him
bankers.
off.
Dude, it blew up.
who did the cover art? I mean, like, I didn't even know textbooks could blow up.
Educators, merchants, and bankers gave it glowing reviews. It quickly became the standard for accounting education, and by 1839, it was in over 200 schools. The book would see 45 separate printings over the next 16 years. John had done it. He was respected, financially secure, and all on the merits of his academic pursuits.
Let's just end the podcast right
Yeah.
there. And that was great. Well, thanks
He
for
just
being
had
here.
a pretty nice life.
Yeah.
He worked really hard, and
He helped out. He built his community up.
He and Caroline had 5 kids and moved to a palatial estate and lived the rest of their lives in luxury.
See? Thank you for being here. You got anything you want to plug? Oh, it's just terrific.
Yeah, definitely.
I
That's
hope
not
I
what
have
happened
that
at all.
life.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ahmed Bharoocha. Please check
you.
out his Bharoocha Tadonai Eloheinu. Oh, sorry.
Of course not.
I'm not going to be able to stop that one.
John and his publishing partner, Nathan Burgess, had so much success with Colt's textbook, they decided to publish another. They chose a
Naturally,
work.
right?
the sequel.
Yeah, they chose a work by John Delafield, a prominent New York banker, who, oddly enough, was not writing about banking. An inquiry into the origin of the antiquities of America was a pet project of Delafield's, who was at best a history buff. His book was a nightmare. He based geographical calculations on what he assumed was the location of Mount Ararat, the supposed final resting place of Noah's Ark, as a way to prove that Native Americans were in fact descendants of ancient Egyptians.
This is actually still being debated on the History Channel right now.
Probably.
That's right.
The book
Everyone
included...
knows they're Chinese.
Yeah. I think everyone's
Have you
Chinese,
seen
really.
how Native American mustaches growing? Then you'll understand.
The book included an appendix by another amateur historian called A Brief Inquiry into the Causes of the Superiority of Man in the Northern Hemisphere over those in the Southern Hemisphere.
Oh, so basically like a racist doctrine.
Yeah.
I love those things that give people like the go ahead, like
The science of why white is awesome.
Yeah, it's all professional looking, and it's like this is supported by all the institutions. You deserve this land. They were just heathens, right?
Stupid Southern Hemisphere
Yeah.
people.
I like the
Well,
South.
if they'd only
the
had
deep-
shit rifles, maybe they could have made something happen.
Yeah, but you had to give up on the army, and now no one was around to make the poop muskets.
The book bombed so hard that it wiped out the substantial profits from John Colt's previous work.
What?
It bombed hard. Well, because I also
They
read about this.
invested all their money into
They
it.
invested. Well, also this book was ridiculous. Like it had all these crazy color printing, and the binding was super fancy. They basically went over the top with this thing,
And then it didn't do well.
and then it fucking bombed because it was crazy bullshit. It was
You
just
think
bullshit.
that people would buy it because it was crazy bullshit, because it was like a fun novelty.
But
Back then, everything was probably crazy.
well, they were a
bullshit.
textbook company, and every single other textbook, all the reviewers were like, "This book is completely crazy because it says that Noah's Ark is how we prove that that Native Americans are Egyptian somehow." Even back then, like this is a time period when people would fall for anything. That's how bad this book was. People would fall for dick all.
They're like, yeah, right, buddy.
Yeah, they're like, this guy's an elixir salesman over here with that book. Hey, can I get some more of that
yeah,
elixir?
right,
Get
man.
some of those
Everyone
frog
knows
dicks.
Native Americans are actually
Frog
from
dicks.
Africa.
Hey, can I get some of those frog sticks?
I
My
gotta
left
cure
eye's been
my-
hurting.
yeah.
I thought you said it was your right eye. No, my left eye. If my right eye was hurting, I'd ask for a horse stick because that's what works, right? Horse
God,
stick.
this textbook is bullshit. Now let's fly. Let's sail to the end of the earth and fall off the edge.
That's right, because it's flat.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to
Still
edit out the
flat
last two riffs.
people still think that too.
we have to edit out what we just said. It's
People
not.
still think the world is flat?
There's
There's
a lot
a
of
whole-
flat Earth is a
There's
thing
a
again.
whole group of people.
Tila tequila.
Where do they live?
Here in America.
Oh,
Dude,
of course, probably in Nebraska.
have you-
flat,
have you-
flat land?
40% of our country thinks the world is 30,000 years old.
I don't think it's that
That's
big
insane.
a percentage of actually people.
40?
I think it just sounds good to say that, and you're like, "This is how crazy." I don't think that many people truly believe that. I think that there's probably a percentage, maybe still high, 10 to 15% morons that are just like
Yeah.
it's. Although I watched a debate between Richard Dawkins and a rabbi. And it was really interesting. And I'm not saying, I mean, Richard Dawkins was definitely like, had way more like logical, like, come on now.
And a rabbi?
And the rabbi, yeah, because he likes to debate like religious people.
Sure.
And some of them are really easy targets. And most of them are, you know, they're kind of avoiding just like stuff that's going on right in front of them. But they still will have good philosophical like arguments about like imperial, or was it called imperial science? No, not imperial science.
Empirical?
Empirical science, yeah. That's my education level. Imperial science. Those aren't words.
Darth Vader sounds?
Your history is correct.
The Earth revolves around the sun.
No!
The Earth is flat, and the sun is just a hologram. Nazis live on the moon.
MC squared equals E.
Yo, what's
These
up?
are
I'm
all
MC
split.
Squared. How y'all? Okay, is that a character yet?
By
Yeah, that's a good character.
1841.
MC Squared, right?
I'm immediately into him.
Shalom, I'm MC Squared. He dresses like Einstein.
You this motherfucker.
You did, okay. Let's just go back and educate Ahmed that there are some conspiracy theories out there that are so fucking crazy. There are some guys that I like that I listen to online that are smart, fucking interesting dudes, and they're like, the moon's a hologram, and I'm like, isn't that?
What if it is? What is it? Who cares?
That's the best answer I've ever heard to a conspiracy theory.
Well, I think one of the
That's
things.
a lot
9/11 was an inside job. Yeah, and
Well, actually, one of my friends
you
believes in like lizard people, but
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, if the president's a lizard, whatever.
can I still get a dip cone
Yeah,
at
like-
Dairy Queen?
That's how I
I
always
still-
ended. I was
yeah.
like, yeah, well, I gotta go get some tacos for lunch.
But it's like not the. Like, I'm not worried about someone being a lizard. I'm more worried about them like.
is he a good lizard
Yeah,
president?
you know,
Right?
hey, maybe he's a lizard.
Yeah.
He's a good
Is
president.
he taking away our non-lizard rights?
Yeah.
Then I don't support him, or I do. But yeah, dude, the theories get so wild out there. I entertain like anybody's stuff. I'll fucking just read or listen to anybody's podcast and just check it out, and without like being overly dismissive. I'm like, all right, because like even like some really smart people like Elon Musk is like, oh yeah, they're 1 in a billion that we're not like a. He basically says, without saying it, that we're not we're a simulation, that we are a computer
Elon
simulation.
Musk says this?
Yeah, from like a greater civilization has built us into a civilization. People ask him, he gets annoyed like at lectures when he's talking about other stuff, and he's like, he gets into it, and he'll be
Really?
like, yeah, and he's like, can we move on and talk about this? And if you think that, then anything is game from there, because any wild theory is like, well, that could be part of a programming anyway, so who fucking knows? So it gets
But what's
wild.
the purpose of the moon being a hologram? Like, why would you create it?
I agree. I don't know. To me, sometimes some of the
you
end,
created it before
the
holograms
mean
were
doesn't
around?
justify or whatever. The end doesn't justify the mean.
There's been a hologram since like 5,000 years ago.
They had that
when-
technology, and then they just didn't know how to do it
Dude,
anywhere else.
It just gets so weird when you look at when
The
people
dinosaurs
look
made a
behind the
moon
curtain.
hologram, then they died accidentally
Yeah.
because they hated their coffee too much. They all died of burnt coffee.
Dude, well, you just brought up dinosaurs. Like the religious
I got
people.
the documents
religious
right
people,
here.
Whenever they're confronted with that, like they're 5,000 years old, then why are there dinosaur fossils like buried in rock? And they're just like, that was part of what God did. You're like, huh?
That was
like
his
God
plan.
made the fucking fossils to fucking what? Like
Dude,
what the fuck? Like it's
If
so
I could go
weird.
back in time, I would rearrange dinosaurs that were dead into positions like they were fucking, and then just leave that as all. Every single dinosaur fossil is of them fucking.
Okay, so imagine some like weird beings.
I have really weird time
imagine
travel
some weird
goals.
beings.
Yeah.
Imagine some weird
You're
beings that did
wasting
go
it.
back in time and did that like 5,000 years ago because the Earth is 5,000 years old. You know, it's like you could basically argue that that's possible, but at the end of the day, you're like, you guys want to get some? You want sushi or Middle Eastern food? What do you want? You know, like.
Ooh, that's a tough call.
That is a tough call. Although I generally choose sushi,
Yeah,
but when
sushi's good.
sushi's the best. But then there's times
But
that I just
some pita kitchen, some Joe's falafel.
Some
oh, you're
shawarma.
trying to drop
Fuck
fucking
yeah, bruh.
trying to plug actual restaurants. Then
Two of the bombest
Open
ones in the
Sesame
valley.
on Beverly, dude.
I'll open your sesame.
Oh, see, you will turn anything sexual.
By
I will,
1841,
you're a
John Colt
homosexual. Let me say it.
was barely homosexual.
Homosexual.
I'm so sad I
That'd
stopped.
be a
I
great
stopped all
shirt.
over that.
That's a great T-shirt. A homosexual. I would love it to say that.
Dude,
I fucking
first
love hummus.
that's going to be the first crime T-shirt. Homosexual.
Really, it won't be crime related. It'll just say homosexual.
Homosexual.
All right, I'm down with homosexual.
Patreon, motherfuckers.
Well,
Homosexual.
because
Patreon.
it should be illegal to be a homosexual, so.
But a homosexual, totally legal. And covering yourself with hummus as a gay person, totally legal.
I do not
Fine with
allow
that.
hummus to marry Tahina.
But to directly just, tahina. That's what you got to put in the hummus.
Yeah,
and
but
you gotta have it on
Tahina
the
is in
side.
hummus, so it should get to marry it.
Tahina Turner. That'd be a good character for something. Okay, go on with your story. I
By
heard it's about to get good.
1841, John Colt was barely scraping his life back together. A focus on selling his accounting book had put him back in the black, but not by much.
Jack in the Black. I like your reference there.
That's
AC/DC was not around at that time.
That summer, he hired another struggling businessman, a printer by the name of Samuel Adams.
Could you
not
read
the
that,
same one.
Could you read that lyric in the singer from AC/DC?
By that summer, he hired another juggling businessman, a printer by the name of Sam Adams. He produced another edition of the Science of the Wonder Book. Not the same one.
Hey, J-Mo.
Double entry bookkeeping.
J-Mo, can we do the goddamn comedy jam? Bring the podcast on the comedy jam. Come on.
Yeah, maybe I think I can make it work.
I love your podcast.
Look, man, hey, dude, it's great, you know.
When he gets here, he's going to do one of the podcasts. I'm just going to harass him the whole time with, I love your podcast. I love
great.
your podcast. What you guys are doing is great.
Dude,
I
you're
love
great,
your
man.
podcast. But
I
you
love
know
you, man.
what? You know what? My girlfriend just broke up with me, and I've been listening to your podcast, and it's hard, man. You know, it's hard. You know what I'm saying?
This printer by the name of Samuel Adams, not that Samuel Adams, produced the 9th edition of The Science of Double Entry Bookkeeping.
Wait, the Samuel Adams from the beer?
Not that one.
I know.
Or the other one.
I know. I heard
or
you.
any other
I
one.
heard
This is
you.
this own Samuel Adams.
If you're listening in, you're listening to Piss
Not
Off Rich.
that Michael Jordan. It's a different Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah. Or the Michael Jackson that wrote the book on the wines of Europe. And you're like, Michael Jackson wrote a book on wine?
I had a
Totally different dude.
I had a class in college where they made us all stand up in this. It was like a seminar class. We had each had to stand up and say our name and a thing about us.
And then they beat the
And
shit
there's
out
this,
of you with
there's
soap.
this, there's this really like super smooth black dude in my class who stands up. He goes, "My name's Michael Jackson, and I'm a smooth criminal."
That sounds like a guy that would get made fun of shortly after saying
And
that.
everyone went, boo.
Yeah.
No, because he was
Actually, he
really,
went
really
on to become, his porn name is Lexington Steele.
he was
He's
really
having
good
a good
looking.
life.
So everyone was like, "Oh yeah, that's so great that you said that."
Yeah, if he was not good looking, they'd be like, loser, hack.
Adams was in a tough spot. He was behind on his mortgage, owed his employees back wages, and was facing a lawsuit from creditors.
So he invented beer.
By now, he was taking goods in trade to make up for a lack of cash, including a beautiful gold pocket watch with an image of the U.S. Capitol building engraved on the back.
Oh, wow. I'm so jealous. What a cool thing to have. Next.
If there is one thing we have all learned about good business, it's that the best partners are two pissed-off guys with money problems.
That's true. And the best bands. Pink Floyd, Tribe Called Quest, Blink-182.
In Sync,
They were all
Backstreet
mad?
Boys, 98 Degrees,
Oh, that
Gwar,
reminds me. Gwar. Gwar loved each other.
G.G. Allen and the Murder Junkies,
G.G. Allen did not like each
Dave
other.
Matthews
Covered in blood and
Band.
poop. Dave Matthews Band
John Mayer. He's one guy, but he's really two.
Mad.
is mayor of this town.
In September 16th, 1841, John Colt had a big problem. Trade shows were the bread and butter of textbook salesmen, and slow production on the part of Adams had caused him to miss a recent one in New York City. The deadline was fast approaching for the next event in Philadelphia, so John checked on his stock. He was relieved to find them ready, but he balked when asked for payment, saying he would pay after he made his sales in Philadelphia.
I'll pay you as soon as on Tuesday for the hamburgers that I bought today once I'm in Philadelphia on Tuesday.
The next morning, Sam Adams came into work
Played by myself.
and learned about John's plan. I'll play with yourself.
Oh, you will.
You did
At
it
some
again.
point, we're going to eat ecstasy on this show, and we're going to experiment homosexually. Hummus-sexually. I should say.
Homosexually.
I'm not gay, but like, you don't think I'm not scared? I'll fuck you.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Go on with your story. I'm like, I don't know if I should have said that. It's all the caffeine I said. I don't think I'll have sex with you. I hate to have you call my bluff.
It's on record.
Yeah, now you have to do it. That's the rule. Once you say it on a podcast, it has to happen.
Oh, God. That's Rich and I. What if one of us, yeah. What if you get pregnant?
Dude, we would make a good-looking baby, though.
I think we would, though. Because
Right.
my wife has the same color hair as you, and then, you know.
Your baby's cute as fuck,
My
bro.
baby's fucking
My wife
beautiful.
has your hair. That would look exactly like our
Yeah,
baby.
that's my judgment.
Yeah.
You're like, John's
Same
kind
hair.
of, he's real, the range is real wide for how he judges things. My
wonder if-
wife has two arms
I
and
just
feet.
switch out
You guys
Mrs.
are a lot
Shefsky.
alike.
I just switch out Mrs. Shefsky, and I start being there, and you just don't notice that I'm your wife now.
That is a great idea for a Tyler Perry movie. Let's fucking pitch that. I love it.
I think you already made that one.
Yeah, I think
it's
that's
called
all of them. Yeah.
And then Martin made them, too.
The next morning,
Martin
Sam
made them first.
Adams came into work and learned about John's plan. He was not happy. He angrily marched over to Colt's office
Wait, what was the plan? He didn't have the money?
to, like, not pay him right now, sell the books in Philadelphia, and then settle up.
Okay.
Because he had money problems, too. He'd been having some shit going on.
Okay.
He angrily marched over to Colt's office. The men argued for half an hour over the money. Eventually, the
That's a funny
argument...
detail. All right, it's been a half an hour.
29
Let's stop arguing.
Bing, 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 bing. Gentlemen, as you can tell by my really fucking awesome gold watch that everyone's super stoked on, it has been approximately 29 minutes and 43 seconds.
Hey, fuck you! You owe me $7. Hey, did I get the light yet?
Yes, you did get the light. It's time to get off.
It's not even like a long amount of time. It's just like a regular amount of time to argue.
That's a very specific amount
They
of
were
time.
arguing for like a half an hour.
Dude, 30 minutes in the old days was a long time. Like,
That's
one of my
true.
kids died. The farm was ruined in a flood. My daughter's 16 and a half. No one's going to marry her. She's old.
Eventually, the argument turned to blows.
Oh, yeah. I'll suck your dick to prove my point. Is that what you mean?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Stand still, motherfucker. I'm going to show you who owes who money.
And Adams pinned John against the wall.
Oh, wow.
It's getting very sensual.
Jeez.
He grabbed John by the neckerchief and began to
No,
twist.
that is
Right
not
away.
okay.
It's an ascot.
Don't grab
Oh,
him
you
by
got
his
my ass.
neckerchief.
A cravat, maybe?
I'm going to tie us together like handcuffs with this and neckerchief.
He grabbed John by the neckerchief and began to
Chief of your
twist,
neck.
choking him.
Oh, that's how I come the hardest, he said. That's a quote. I don't come that way.
John reached out for anything that could save him, and his hand found a hammer. which he repeatedly smashed into Adam's head.
That's how he says it.
Oh my! This is like the turning point of like he's gone from businessman, regular citizen, to murderer.
Adams fell to the ground, twitched, and died.
Ew!
Whoa.
He twitched for a while, apparently. Like one of the quotes from John later was that like he sat there and like Adams like twitched for a while and gurgled and made some weird sounds and then just fucking.
Dude, that's got to be the craziest thing ever to witness. I'm not even talking about being a part of it, like being the murderer, but seeing someone fall to the ground, twitching. I've seen people have seizures before, like hit their head and do stuff, and like to see someone do that and then actually die from it has got to be just insane. Batshit crazy.
Although that was like most of life. Like,
yeah, that escalated so fast.
We have seen
business. Even in the old days.
Welcome to crime.
It's a fast pace. Yeah, welcome to crime.
Yeah, he was having a great life, and he murdered this guy with a hammer.
That's kind of what happens in a lot of these stories. Is you're like, this guy's going great. Holy shit! Someone is dead and or robbed and or in jail and or dead.
Yeah. What an interesting story. He had a successful business and he's a murderer.
Guy touched his handkerchief and he hit him in the head with a hammer.
The chief of the Hank.
By John's account, this shouldn't have been a crime. He killed Adams in self-defense.
It would be a crime to not have killed this guy. Your Honor?
Your Honor.
Your Honor.
He killed Adams in self-defense, a totally forgivable offense. Mm-hmm. But what he did next belongs in a bad movie about college freshmen who accidentally kill their RA.
Dummy.
First...
I only drink out of metal.
First, he tied a rope around the dead man's neck to try to stop the bleeding and prevent the large pool of blood from seeping down into the apothecary shop below. So he's like, oh, it's bleeding everywhere. What do? I don't know, let me strangle him now that he's dead.
Oh, God, that's so creepy. I mean, I know it's the old days, so everyone had to kill some of their own meat. Everyone saw people get the plague and die, so you're a little bit more hardened. But even with that,
I'm hardened right now.
You are.
I mean, if this guy was trying to murder him, maybe that's okay.
I know. It's like
if you're trying to murder him, then this is perfectly reasonable.
If Samuel was trying to murder him because he grabbed him, he was choking him.
Yeah.
But now here's the thing: now Samuel's dead.
Yeah.
And now he's doing all this shit to the body. So first he ties a rope around its neck and is like, okay, cut off the blood. Check.
I picture him going, oh, shit, oh, shit, oh, shit, oh, shit.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? There's a rope. I'll tie it around his neck to stop the bleeding.
All right, over there's a branding iron. Okay, I'll just brand him repeately, and
that will show that
fuck
him.
Yeah.
Start knocking on the door. What's going on in there?
Nothing.
Don't come in. Mom, I'll be done in a minute.
Well, everybody's waiting down here, and, everyone's trying to work.
No, it's okay. It's just fine. Just be down a minute. Don't just go away, please.
Did you spill red paint because it's coming through the ceiling?
Definitely not red. Red paint it is. It is red paint. Good call. Great guess, Mom.
Because one of the workers commented he thought it might be blood.
Definitely not blood. I've become a painter now.
But
I know
tell him to come up here.
Long.
Tell that one guy to come up here.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to talk with him, too.
Hi. Your mom said to come up here because there's a bunch of red paint coming down.
Oh,
no. Ow.
Hammer.
What? But why a hammer? Oh, fuck. Twitch, dead.
Time with the rope.
Yes, come in.
I just wanted to check in on you guys. I noticed a lot of people haven't been coming back from the meetings this afternoon up here with you.
Yeah, no. We're all trying to build a model airplane together. Why don't you come in and help real quick?
Did you spill red paint?
Stab!
You're stabbing me! I just needed to get my paycheck.
Honey, your whole family is missing now. Do you need any help from me? The dinner's getting cold for all the people who are now gone.
Bring it in.
Okay.
I don't know why I said that.
I'm coming up. You want mashed potatoes with your turkey?
Oh, that sounds really good.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Here I come. I'm your mother, and I love
Stab.
you. Oh God! I gave birth to you.
Oh, it was self-defense.
Wait, his mom was already dead, right?
Yeah, but we just invented more people.
Improving.
Yeah,
it's serious.
We went deep.
And
raw.
This is
like that
we just raw dogged that improv.
Yeah, we did. Right. Squirt. Moving on.
He tied the rope on his neck to stop the blood. Then he stripped the body naked and stuffed the clothing in the building's indoor privy. Like a shitty toilet is what a privy is.
Yeah.
Wait, so a privy, though, gets someone's going to empty it out, right?
I didn't say he was smart when he did this.
I think he's going to panic. And then later he's going to be like, oh, fuck, they're going to...
toilet. No one goes in the toilet.
Yeah. I found a...
Just put the whole body in the toilet.
Oh, gross.
I just really had a bad...
There's a blood and shit-covered body in here. Oh,
Next, he bound Adam's knees to his neck and shoved the body into a shipping crate meant for textbooks. He went to the store.
Kind of smart.
That's right. Hey, I just received a shipment of books. One of the crates is great. I'm really loving it. But the other crate, I can't. I don't know how to explain this, but the books really smell weird.
That's just what my books are now.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's a book on smelly accounting.
Oh, so this is like
love it.
it's like an acquired smell of books.
Yes, exactly. That's true.
So everything's totally
Also, when you
honky-dory.
open it, the book is going to look like a person, but you just have to just read his his arms. It's Braille. Just read his freckles real quick. Not a big deal.
Wow, I just want to thank you for bringing me into this next level style of reading.
Ahead of your time.
This is a great.
Well, I am an innovator.
That was
I did bring double column accounting to America, so obviously I know some shit.
Well, I'm glad that you're bringing me into this. Thank you so much.
He went to the store and purchased what must have been an insane quantity of salt and limes.
That really works, huh?
He packed the tequila accessories into a box.
I was just going to say, the same thing that you do with tequila,
Yep.
you do with
Wait,
dead bodies.
That work. What does that do?
Well,
It was meant to
have
hide
a
the
shot.
smell.
You have a shot
Oh,
for
the
every
smell.
pound of the dead body that there is. So
Yeah.
180-pound man, 180 shots. So you got to have a lot of tequila.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he got drunk and just ran around naked for a while.
Really?
No, it's not what happened. at all.
Both of us. Really?
It sounds like it's right
No,
on
also,
track.
given this show, that's not unlikely that he would have done that.
Yeah.
Some criminals do a little bit of naked.
There's
turning
been a
around stuff.
reasonable amount of drunk nudity in our. What is happening?
That's the truth. That's the truth alarm.
I'll truth you right now, motherfucker.
You got to get it.
I never even have my phone on ring.
And
I
ironically,
didn't even
it's
recognize it. I'm like, that my phone makes noise.
Let's see.
I love it. Like that's how I am too. You forget your ringer. You're like, oh, I have a hey yeah 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 that I sang myself into it, and I thought it was funny once on a road trip doing that.
Yeah.
And like rarely when my ringer's on, I'll be like,
What the
where's that
fuck is
coming
this?
from? And who the
Yeah.
fuck is that? I'll be like, oh, that was me,
Yeah.
2015, on the way to
He packed the salt and limes
San Francisco.
into the boxes as a way to hide the smell and addressed the box to a non-existent address in New Orleans.
Oh, very clever, fucking dumbass.
He hired a horse-drawn
So it
cart.
gets returned.
Yeah, even smellier.
Return to center. They're
Hey,
like,
no,
Like
nobody
flies
was
are all
there.
around it.
did you mean to send this body to us?
Shit.
Because there's no one here. We're returning your body that you made. I hope you want your body back.
Oh, gross.
He hired a horse-drawn cart to take the box down to the docks where the body was placed on a ship called the Kalamazoo, which was scheduled to leave the next morning.
What a cute name for a ship that's holding a dead fucking body.
Sam Adams'
Kalamazoo.
disappearance did not go unnoticed,
One ticket, please.
and soon his family had a large contingent of police and detectives looking for him. John did his best to play dumb, but acting was not his strong suit.
Oh,
Detective.
Yes?
Hello, I'm a detective. I'd like to speak with John, please.
Oh, no, my name is Carol.
All right, let's go.
Yep. All right. Let's get out of here.
Where's this guy? Where
Hey, can you tell John we came by?
Oh, sure, I'll tell me.
What?
I'll tell him that,
Tell him
that
me?
I am not here. Carol, Carol will tell John.
Are you all right, Mrs. Carroll?
Probably.
Ah,
I
wonderful.
was ready to leave, but I'm really interested in who this is now.
Are you? I was thinking we should get out of here. but you
No,
know,
he
that's-
said him me.
I don't want to offend a lady, but, you know.
Hey, why don't you guys come in for a second?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
that's
sure.
Thank you.
Stab, 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 stab. He's definitely not a woman.
I killed mother. I killed these cops. I killed my printer friend. I killed the guy next door. It's just going too far now.
And then someone
Also, I'm Carol now. How did that happen?
someone walks in and goes like, hey, you're running out of shipping crates.
Well, here, just come in real quick. Stab, stab, stab.
I was just trying to help you with the shipping crates, sir.
Now I can turn him into a shipping crate.
Oh, gross. A human shipping crate?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gross. You disgust me with your ideas. Maybe we should do a story on you.
3 days after Adam's disappearance, John went to the printing
Which
shop.
appearance?
Disappearance. John went to the printing shop to collect his books and asked the employees about the whereabouts of Adams.
Nice move.
Right? He's like, "Hey guys, where's Adams? Where's your boss?"
That's classic criminal 101 as you go around and go like, I'm looking for that. You know, it's like OJ searching for the killer.
Given that his disappearance was all over the newspapers, the employees were more than a bit surprised at the question and pointedly informed him that Adams had last been seen on his way to visit Colt himself. John ignored the not-so-subtle accusation and left.
Dumb move. Should have said, I never saw him.
Yeah, that's the first thing
Yeah.
you do.
He didn't
Just
even go like,
ignored it.
"Oh, he never came by." He was just like,
He just silent face backed out, walked
All
out.
sweating and
he just,
pale.
he just like
Yeah, I don't
Family
know.
Guy
Last time
walk
he
out
was
of
on
the
his
room.
way to see you. Dun, dun, dun.
So, couldn't he have just explained what happened? Oh, no, because he grabbed a hammer. But he
Well,
was
no,
being
no,
strangled.
no. He straight up could have, because he actually ended up having ligature marks on his neck.
Yeah.
He straight up could have just been like, hey, cops, look at my neck's kind of fucked up. We got into a fight.
This guy tried to kill
and
me.
I defended myself.
Yeah.
All of this would have been okay.
Right? Or at least he would have had well, I don't know.
Maybe he actually didn't choke him and he just murdered this guy.
Well, so that is the only witness, the only true witness to this crime is him. So we only have his version of the story to go with. But his version of the story is still fucking bananas.
Yeah.
Because we'll get into it more, but the way he describes it, you're like, nah, this is you're not helping yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's a great line just in general in life. You're not helping yourself, bro.
Asa Wheeler,
Very Boston of you.
John's landlord,
Yes.
later recounted the forced acting of John Colt.
Ace Wheeler?
Forced acting.
Asa Wheeler.
Everyone's a critic back then.
Yeah.
All they had to do, they couldn't comment. They couldn't get it out.
Forced acting.
They couldn't purge it on the internet like they can now on YouTube. Now you just had to straight to people's faces be like, I disapprove, thumbs down.
John entered his office singing, something he never did, something that felt like a man trying too hard to... Yes. I definitely didn't murder anybody today. Definitely didn't murder anybody.
Let's hear Ahmed's song for that. John walking into his office.
Ooh la di da, I'm not a murderer, never murdered Sam. Where is he? I don't know.
And all the employees are like, go, just egging you
Have
on.
you seen Sam?
I definitely didn't hit him with a hammer.
Ooh, don't check my
He's a jolly
toilet.
good fellow.
Please don't look at the Kalamazoo. It's a ship down by the docks.
Hey, did you guys hear John? Did you hear his song?
Yeah, he's a great singer, man.
Hey, he sounds really innocent.
He does.
Yeah.
I noticed from the lyrics that he's innocent. For
We
sure.
should all go to his house individually and ask him about it.
Yeah.
That I don't know if I want to do because
Wheeler stopped by to check on his tenant and found him smoking a cigar.
Oh yeah, classic sign.
John made a big show of sucking on the Cuban tobacco, noting that he had such a bad habit of it that he'd begun to spit blood. He then pointed to the wall where there were 30 or 40 dark specks of blood.
Oh, so
That
he
is
was
the
trying
best.
to show them.
He's like, no, you know the blood splatter everywhere? That's because I've smoked so many cigars that I spit blood. I just keep doing it, though, man. I can't get myself to stop.
That's adorable. That's like a little boy. Just, first, I had blood, and then I spit it on the wall right here.
Yeah, that's like in that movie. What movie is it? Isn't it De Niro where he punches his assistant in the nose because there's a mafia movie. They shoot some guy in a hotel room or in their office, and there's blood on the floor. So he gets the assistant to come over, socks him in the nose, and then puts the assistant's blood all over where it is.
Ugh.
And it's like, we're good now.
Yeah.
We're good now. Now it just looks like you got fucking punched in the nose, and we're fucking made men that do that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's similar.
Smart.
It's a similar thing.
Wheeler was suspicious
He's
for...
like-
yeah.
Just spitting against the wall.
It's not happening now, but it usually happens.
Not happening.
No, hey, let's look away for a second. He takes a knife, rubs it inside of his mouth. Okay, look, I'm coughing blood real quick.
Gross. Oh, this is sick. All right, go on.
Wheeler was suspicious for a number of reasons, not least of which that he had overheard the commotion on the day of the murder.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
When he
I
asked,
heard you coughing really hard the other day, so this must be an explanation.
it's so weird that your coughing sounds like an axe hitting a guy in the head and then him dying a lot.
When you cough, does it sound like two grown men yelling at each other?
Yeah,
I'll fucking kill you.
yeah. He's really hacking up a lung up there.
You're killing me!
I'm gonna fucking kill you. Yeah, the hammer to the head. Yeah, dude, the boss has got a real cough going on. Yeah. Took a zunt, as we say in Yiddish.
I'm gonna have some tea just to really make sure I don't get that murder cough anytime soon. When he asked John about it that day,
The name of an alt show I'm doing next week in the east side of town in Los Feliz.
I swear to God, that show already
Dave Ross
exists.
runs a show called Murder Cough. It's great. You guys got to get on it.
high and inside
It's
there.
so good. That's an inside joke, but look up Dave Ross. He's a funny comedian.
Yeah, not David Ross, the hero of the Chicago Cubs last night.
Is that true?
I just made
know
the
the
fuck
same guy.
out of this episode, by the way.
That's okay. Oh yeah, don't say last night.
Yeah.
Not
David Ross.
Radio edit.
The recent, yeah, I know, but Rich doesn't like to edit stuff like that.
No, I'll edit that out. I'll edit you out right now. I'll just make this all just me and Ahmed, and then it'll be these weird, like we're having a conversation
You
with
can't
nobody
do that
here.
because I'm talking through the whole thing. How you guys doing? John Shefsky here. John Shefsky here. I'm still here. I'm here. Great story. Keep going.
Individual
Yeah,
tracks
you can just
allow
cut
me
that
to
mic
cut
out,
you
right?
the fuck out.
They could do that. You could definitely just take the mic out. That's the beauty.
Ahmed and I just sound fucking batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you do either way. So it's better that you have a fucking person that you work with that like kind of validates that you're like worthy of being, in the company of other less batshit crazy humans.
Yeah, true.
Move on with your
When
stupid
Wheeler
story.
asked John about it on the day of the incident, Colt had insisted he was not in the office that day. Today, Wheeler again asked the cigar-smoking accountant about the noise. This time, John sheepishly replied that he had knocked over his table. Wheeler noticed that... Yeah. That's exactly how he's like, I knocked over a table.
Table.
Wheeler noticed a missing crate and asked about it. He got no reply. So here's how this goes down.
what an
The day of the
idiot.
thing, he's like, hey, what's with all that noise in your office? Oh, no, I wasn't there at all. Nothing happened whatsoever. A few days later. Hey, what was with that noise in your office? Oh, yeah, I was there. I knocked over a table. Where's that crate?
What crate?
So
No, he didn't. He just didn't.
Yeah,
He's just sitting there. He's like,
Even
oh, where's
that
that
would've
crate?
been better.
So John does the dead stare for when he's
Okay, bye.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
like,
does
no,
it.
I'm just gonna go. I guess.
okay, bye. So John does that stare a few times when he gets like when people actually like hit the nail on the head. No,
He's like
pun intended.
he's like he's in Jurassic Park. He's trying to avoid
He just
T-Rex. He's
shuts
like,
down.
if I don't move, they
Yeah.
won't notice I didn't answer the question they blatantly asked me.
Yeah. Do you think the people of this time period would appreciate the movie Jurassic Park?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. First of all,
mean, any
it would be a
movie.
movie, so they'd
They'd
be
be
like,
like, what
the
is
fuck
this?"
is this?
Yeah. Oh my God! I was planning on running from a train movie, but this is even more intense.
Imagine
Remember
if
the
they
train?
didn't appreciate it. They'd just be like the worst people. That, not interested.
Yeah, I've
Or
seen
they might
I've seen a
they'd probably
man
shoot the
fuck
screen
a
'cause they
horse
thought it was
that's
real.
fucking another horse. And I have a really cool stopwatch.
I prefer hearing about conferences and
Men,
accounting.
prepare your shit rifles. We got to take down this beast.
Oh yeah, dude! You get your poop muskets.
Did you murder that guy?
Totally.
A plop Glock.
Oh wait, was I supposed to say no?
No, it was just he's silent.
Yeah. Hey, did you murder someone?
So you guys want to go get some tapas? You want to get some Spanish tapas?
Every time I ask him about the murder, he just says nothing.
No, I was talking about other stuff. It's good, man. Doing good.
No, I was just thinking.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about not how I didn't murder him.
Oh, cool. You didn't murder him? Oh, nice. Because I was worried because I heard a commotion.
Yeah. What?
and
Hold
there
on.
was
Just out of
blood.
curiosity, what weapon did you not murder him with? Like when you didn't murder him, what weapon was it not using that you
Yeah, what
didn't
wouldn't
murder?
you have used as a murderer? Yeah, John's
Bye.
innocent. John's innocent. We're good. We're good. John's innocent. We
Wheeler-
interviewed him. He's good. He said he didn't murder him.
He
Well, didn't say
never
anything.
said anything incriminating.
Yeah, I was gonna say he never said anything. And he's got a cute little punham.
Wheeler took his suspicions to Adam's family, and after gathering
The
some
Addams
evidence,
family?
yes, I saw. As soon as I read it out loud, I was like, "Fuck."
You're not a murderer.
Wheeler took a suspicion to the family of his victim, and
The
after
Addams family.
fuck off. And after gathering some evidence,
You can say it. I won't riff.
Wheeler took his suspicions to Adam's family.
I
walked right into it,
You
too.
killed our dad. What a fucking dick. No, he didn't. He didn't say anything. He is not a murderer, but Dad, he has a bloody hammer. Zwing, zwing. All right.
And after gathering some evidence, they took it to the mayor, who at the time was
John
also
Mayer?
the head of the police.
You didn't kill any.
Wait, the mayor was the head of the
Yeah.
police?
Yes.
Your murder is a wonderland. That's the only song I know from him.
The mayor
Thankfully.
called in the superintendent of carts, which was a real job, to track down the location of the missing crate.
The superintendent of carts, is that a railroad
No,
position?
no, no. His job, the superintendent of carts' job, was to make sure he knew what was going on. It was to maintain the upkeep and records revolving all of the pull carts in the city of New York.
Oh, carts.
Of carts. So like some guy has a piece of wood with two wheels on it,
Yeah.
and you're like, all right, man, let me make sure I inspect your wheels.
It's probably
and
registered.
tell me
It's
where
probably
you're-
got like a license number, like a VIN number on it.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect that guy. We need that now.
It's like the captain of wheelbarrows. It's a fucking
Where is that
ridiculous
guy?
job.
That's right. We need more socialism. We got to spend money on a cart czar.
John might have gotten away with it if it were not for a stroke of very bad luck. The Kalamazoo had been delayed by a storm and was still sitting in port. The investigators boarded the ship, told the crew about the murder.
And they said, we got a stanky crate over
Oh,
here. You
is
might
it
wanna look
this
at.
dead body over here?
Yeah. Oh, not that. The stinky books?
There is a bloody crate over there.
Yeah.
You're talking about Bloody Bill? Oh, he's our friend, man. He's been kicking it with him.
They've got
He's
him
so
hung
fun.
up. They all took pictures with him. Well, paintings. They all had paintings with him.
The second mate, Bill
Real painting.
Blank,
Has to take pictures of those.
This took so long.
they were drawing pictures with him. God, how long do I have to stand next to this dead body? It's really starting to smell. Only 78 more days.
Draw me like one of your dead
Then they
bodies,
finish the
Jack.
drawing and they're like, no, one more.
The second mate, Bill Blank, said that they had smelled a putrid odor, but they thought it was due to rats killed by poison.
They thought it was Fred.
However, as they unloaded the crates and got closer to the box in question, it became very clear that the smell could not be from a bunch of rats. When they finally opened the box, the corpse was so gross that no one was willing to wash the body.
Ew, gross.
Until they found a homeless guy who agreed to do it for what today would be $150.
Really?
Yeah.
Insane. No one would go to a homeless guy.
That's a really funny situation, though, that you could just hire a homeless guy and he's like, I'll do it. He doesn't even have a nose. Like, I can't smell anyways.
Even after the cleaning, the body was in terrible shape.
Of course.
A quote from the medical examination. Quote, "It was very considerably decayed in all parts. I should think that it had been dead 7 or 8 days. Its head was so much decayed that the scalp could be pushed off by the rub of a finger." The investigators arrested John Colt.
Oh, that was me throwing up. Sorry.
Proud of you, bro.
I'm grossed out by,
By scalps that come off when you push it with a finger.
Yeah.
I one time, my friend Kamal and I were driving under the underpass over by the 101
And you pushed a
freeway.
scalp off? That's fucked
And,
up, bro.
Yeah, we murdered this guy, and then 7 days later, we were driving, and it was by like one of those homeless shantytown areas, and I'll never forget. Like the smell was so weird. It was so unique that we both agreed like there has to someone like one of those guys must have died in their tent or like. You know what I mean? Like, if we're just driving and we still talk about it. We still talk about that smell.
Yeah. I used to
that smell.
I used to coach my little sister's soccer team. I was assistant coach for her team when she was
better not be telling us about a murder.
No, but the
and I killed those
little
girls.
soccer
bitch.
fields.
I killed 12 of them in a bus.
The soccer fields were next to a fire station.
Oh yeah,
And one of the goalposts was right next to it, and the side of the goalpost that was
know where this is
closest to the fire station smelled like cum.
I didn't know where this was going at all.
Yeah, I did not.
I thought you were going to say, and there was a dead body at the fire station.
No.
Firemen
Just-
love coming on post.
You walk by that post of you walk by just that post of the thing and be like, it smells like bleach.
I was just going to say it's probably just bleach. And why does cum smell like bleach?
I didn't know
so
that smelled
weird.
like bleach.
To quote an old Doug Stanhope joke,
Oh, it is.
God
Simpsons did it.
God made cum smell like bleach, God made cum smell like bleach, so women would remember to do the laundry.
Oh yeah, that sounds like.
Doug.
Yeah.
Come on, Doug.
Yeah, don't come on, Doug.
This was
or it'll smell like bleach.
2001. You could tell women to do the laundry.
That's
back
the
then.
woman's speech thing. I should remember what it was called earlier.
I butchered the fuck out of that joke too. It's so good. And
Yeah,
I
like
did
you
it so
totally
poorly.
dishonored like one of your favorite.
One of
comics,
my
though.
all-time favorites.
I mean, I love Doug Stanhope. I don't know a lot of his material like by heart or anything like that, but I think that he's right about that. Like, cum is it's a way to show women what's up with laundry.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just
Good-
joking.
Good
True.
point.
I'm just teasing. I'm being sarcastic. If you can't see my facial expressions.
I'm not being sarcastic. The investigators arrested John Colt, then searched his office and home. The office held some evidence of the crime, most notably the blood splatter from John's supposed cough.
That's red paint. I'm just saying. And I've been smoking cigars.
But one of the most damning pieces came from the search of his home, where investigators found a
Bloody hammer.
gold pocket watch
Oh.
engraved with an image of the U.S. Capitol building.
That is the most
pocket
damning
watch.
thing you could find.
Yeah, right?
They also did find the hammer, which he didn't get rid of either.
They're all said, damn good
But they were way
collectible."
more interested in this
They're all
watch.
fascinated with it. It's just beautiful.
It's great.
Oh, it looks like one of those things you order out of the back of a Playboy magazine. You know,
So-
what sort of a man reads Playboy? One with a gold pocket watch.
The news took the city by storm. While murder stories have become a major part of selling newspapers, which have become little more than entertainment rags.
Oh, yeah. Not like today where media is really important.
Well, it's interesting. I read about this at the time before around like mid 1830s ish. Newspapers were very dry and boring. They were just like, here are some facts about some things.
Yeah.
And then something called the penny papers came out.
Yeah.
Which were just, hey, here's murder, here's who's fucking who, and here's some more gossip.
Like Scummy Gossip's been out forever.
Like once it became,
It was the
as
first
it became
TMZ.
easier to print,
pre-MZ. It's a very long time ago.
as printing became easier to do,
TMZ,
it gave rise to
BC.
being like, all right, what kind of bullshit can we put out now?
Yeah. So printing actually did a lot of bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, we shouldn't read is the moral
News
of the,
should be
of the show.
forced to be boring.
Yeah.
All news.
Dude, I missed the McNeil Lehrer News Hour on PBS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those two guys were great. They're just like, in Russia today, something Russian happened. And you're like, I get it. Good job.
Believe it.
Yeah, I mean, the only way to have a decent perspective on news is, I feel like, is to read like 40 articles on one thing from different sources and see if like, and I'm talking about every range from all the way on the fringe to like super mainstream, and see like if anything like adds up.
Yeah.
And then still you're just like, I don't know. We'll never know. I wasn't there. I don't know. There's no way to know. All you know is like right in front of you. All right, I'm on a podcast. All right, that's it. I don't know.
Was on it.
That's right. The Nazis are on the moon. I got to keep going back to that. It's so funny to me.
This particular story
Moon Nazis. I don't know. It's just funny.
bumped the other 6 murders and assaults to the back pages.
Like Sig Heil, but then like bouncing on there. Sig Heil, and then they bounce. But then some conspiracy theorists be like, no, they don't bounce. They have special boots.
Oh, so it's a hologram.
It's a hologram. A Holocaust.
So
hologram.
are the
It's
Nazis
all
a
Nazi
hologram?
stuff. Yeah. Hologram Holocaust. Also a great show on the East Side. You guys got to do it.
The story broke on Monday, September 27th, and by that afternoon, John Colt's office was a tourist attraction. The sidewalk was spilling over with people trying to get a look at the murder site, so much so that they blocked traffic.
Creeps.
And traffic, meaning there are a couple carts that couldn't get through.
With other dead bodies
Yeah, I
on
was
them.
going to say.
Well, I mean, back then there was nothing. Again, there's nothing to do. So they're like, let's go look at a room through a window. Is like the highlight of your week. Dude, what'd you see? Well, there was a room there.
There was a
Yeah?
murder.
Yeah, but it was also like, there were chairs in it. Fuck, bro. I wish I could go see some chairs. I can't afford it.
Yeah, that was entertaining, right?
Yeah.
Because there was no, like, I mean, I don't know. I just figure people were boning or hunting or fishing. My choice.
That all sounds like one thing.
Days. Yeah.
That's one thing. Bone hunt fish.
That's right.
Bone
Call
hunting fish.
me the hunter. It's a metaphor.
People jumped on any story about Colt, including his scandalous relationship with Carolyn Henshaw. Since the word pregnant was considered too obscene to print.
What?
Yeah, that's how ridiculous it was. The papers used French words to describe
Because
her
it
condition.
implies a cream pie, and we can't have people thinking about cream pies.
True.
I can't stop thinking about cream pies, but this is 2016.
Yeah, I would go for...
Pardon my French. She was pregnant.
Right now, I would literally go for any version of a cream pie.
There's
People
children.
gasp when you say pregnant. She's pregnant. Ew! That's so
With
unchristian.
child. With child.
With child. There's a kid next to her? No, it's inside her. You mean she's pregnant? You said it.
I'm inside you right now.
I bet you are. That'd be weird if your dick did that kind of thing.
I was just saying, like, psychologically, but you made
Like
it
your dick-
weird.
your
You
dick
made it
was like one of
sexual.
these cables
I
put it
know.
out of my
You're
own tongue.
always making everything I say sexual, and it's not my intention. I'm just trying to psychologically involve myself with you.
I feel like your multiple personalities are arguing with yourself out loud right now.
probably-
You're always trying to make
probably
your shit
true.
sexual.
probably
I'm just sitting
true.
here being a mature adult trying to talk about politics and the economy, and you're talking about sex.
Colt's female companion, as they called her,
His bitch!
was, quote, by him in, I'm trying to make sure I know how to pronounce it different, enceinte, and the period of her accouchement was near. So they just use French words for she's pregnant and she's going to have a baby soon.
Ah, oui.
Couchement sounds dirtier than
It
pregnant.
does, dude. Montcouche is a village up in the mountains. Very
Like
sexy.
I just say the French word and it's less dirty.
Yeah.
It sounds more dirty, doesn't it? French, ooh.
And then he wanted to touch her pussy. That's fuck. We're messing it up, man. This is not
yeah.
good.
Juju,
Yeah, her croissant, her fuzzy little croissant.
It's weird that the French word for sex is violent fucking.
No, it's
That's
not.
such a weird French. That's such a weird French
oui,
word.
violent
How you
fucking.
say violent fucking?
How do you say?
And then my wife and I, we went home and we throat fucked. Ooh, wow, jeez. You guys don't just have regular intercourse? Ah, you mean anal rape? No, just regular people making love. Ah, making love. You mean throat fuck again? That would be weird if that's what you meant. Like, and by making love, I mean throat fucking. Have you ever seen a throat fucking video? It's brutal.
Ooh.
You'd have to pay me a
Sorry,
lot
Mom.
more than they already pay me.
I have to apologize
Sorry,
to my mother
Mom.
every single time we do this show.
That was the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said a lot of stuff.
Everything else
Hey,
was fine.
No, because I can
How is
hear.
murder not fucking overly gross? But then we're like, fucking. It's
No,
too
it's
gross.
not the fucking. My mom's not like that.
Your mom's cool with fucking.
Her
but
mom
murder-
hates throat fucking.
Yeah, it's the aggressiveness of throat fucking.
I wouldn't
can
want to know
see.
if any of the
We've
three
said
of
it
our
like
moms
8
in this
times
room
now.
like throat fucking. I wouldn't want to know that.
Oh God.
My mom would probably be like,
Ah shit.
Jonathan, that's gross. But then, like, she'd have one glass of wine and she'd be joking with somebody about throat fucking. I mean, but that's just my family.
Your mom's a perv.
My mom wouldn't say throat fucking, but she'd allude to it in a really like weird way.
God, how many times are we gonna say that before the show is over?
What allude?
Yes.
It is a Hebrew name.
Such a gross word.
Hello, my name is Eliud Chaim.
What a disgusting word. Eliud Chaim.
Eliud Chaim.
You want some hummus?
Some hummus, some baba ganoush. Some. You want hummus? You want a shawarma sandwich?
Are you a homosexual?
I am. My boyfriend, he is Palestinian and very sexy. We get it on. He lets me go down from the Gaza to the West Bank.
Do you play with his garbanzo beans, if you know what I mean? The chickpeas?
He has huge balls. That's gross. He has grape leaf covered nuts. That sounds really good, though. I love grape leaves with rice in there. I'm really hungry. I'm horny and hungry. But
the papers described John as a former riverboat gambler who had public affairs with women.
He was way more than that.
Yeah, let's give him credit.
He was also a teacher, a land speculator,
an author.
And he was an Arthur.
He was an Arthur for books.
Sketch writer.
He wrote for SNL BC.
The
old SNL.
Poop shoveler.
Yeah. He used to handle poop guns. No one ever got poop shot.
Poop soldier.
Yeah, that's right.
Also as someone who committed perjury to both enlist and drop out of the Marines. His story was bolstered by the connection to his famous gun-making brother. It's safe to say the public was not on his side. The trial started on January 13th, 1842.
As they all do.
A huge crowd showed up to see the proceedings. It got so packed that policemen occasionally had to use clubs to beat back the crowd.
They had to. They just had to.
Yeah, dude.
I had to.
The cop being interviewed?
Yeah.
So you're saying that you pulled out a club and you beat a pedestrian that was just trying to watch the show?
I had to. There was so many of them.
All right. You're free to go.
Thank you.
The courtroom was packed beyond capacity, and hundreds more waited outside, hoping to catch a glimpse of the murderer.
I want to get beat. I'm so bored. Just let him hit me once. I'm so bored.
God, it feels so good. I feel alive for the first time.
The old days sucks.
John was represented by a team of lawyers.
All the S&M viewers are like, I want to see what's going on in there. Excuse me. Ow! Oh, that hurts, officer.
Oh, he likes it. Don't hit him.
I'll leave now. Wait, I want to see again. Ow!
He wants it.
Oh, I want it so bad.
John was represented by a team of lawyers led by his cousin Dudley.
Oh, dumb move, man.
Dudley is a great name for anybody that you're going to try to get you off of a murder case.
Dudley,
my life's depending on this, Dudley.
Well, what we're going to do is tell them, I don't know, that you like bunnies.
Oh, thank God I know you, Dudley. I was so scared I was going to get the chair.
No, you'll be fine. I'll be like, hey, he likes bunnies. And then they'll be like, oh, this guy can't murder anybody because bunnies are cute, you know?
Rich, you just pretend like his name was Dumbly.
This guy got the head of the lawyers.
Yeah, he's the
lead lawyer.
Okay, you go over there and you plead the case. What
you want to see my law degree? I wrote it in crayon. This is really good. I drew it myself. But the legal team didn't. Oh, they were paid in. By the way, they were paid in stock from Samuel Colt's Firearms Company. That's a fun fact.
Nice.
But the legal team really didn't matter because it didn't take long for John to crumble under the pressure and spill the beans.
While they're interviewing him, or they're like,
in the trial.
I did it.
I'm your lawyer, and we're doing your testimony right now. So you weren't there that night, and you didn't do it, right?
Please state your name. I did it.
All right, I have no further questions.
I hit him with a hammer, and I choked him with a rope, and I sent him to Oregon, and I jerked off on the body.
Well, no further questions, Your Honor.
Did I do a good job?
Yeah, you did. You did great.
I should have been silent.
He's just rolling his eyes. Sure, you did great. You're going to be put to death.
John admitted he killed Adams and said he planned to confess before he was arrested, but he stuck to his story of self-defense.
Oh.
But that story was
As a lawyer, I'm like, actually, Your Honor, this is actually really what happened.
The story was so dumb, it probably hurt more than it helped. He described the encounter in great detail from the arrival of Adams to the argument to the murder and his ill-advised cover-up.
It was about a half an hour long argument.
I have
proof, Your Honor. It was notarized.
I've shortened things up for the show, but I read his entire testimony, and it's so fucking stupid. So I'm going to give you sort of the breakdown of the basis of what he did. Things got really bad when John described his thoughts during the cover-up. His attempt to stop the blood from dripping to the floor below led to him tying a tightrope around his neck. That made him worried that the death would appear like a cold-blooded murder, so he took a walk in the park to gather his thoughts.
What?
He considered burning the building to the ground, but decided against it because he didn't want to kill more people.
I like how in this anxiety-ridden panic, he just took a nice stroll in the park.
He's like, makes me feel good.
I picture this all happening in the heat of a moment, and he's just I'll take a walk.
Yeah, no,
walk
that's
around.
The murder. It's just a walk.
Get
in
some
the
ice
park.
cream. He's just like eating ice cream,
Oh yeah,
looking at a tree.
that sounds really good.
Back to hiding this
right
murder.
instead
You
of
just
burning down
advertised
the building.
exactly what I want to be doing after the show. Do you guys want to get ice cream and look at
Fuck
trees?
yeah, I do.
Trees, yeah.
Instead of burning down the building, he stripped the body to make sure no one could identify it and shoved it into a shipping crate.
Not to fuck it.
It
Just want to
wouldn't.
make that clear.
It wouldn't
I'm
fit.
not a weirdo.
It wouldn't fit, so he had to stand on the body to cram it in.
That's it. Yeah, it's just like
Oh
yeah.
God.
At some point, his lawyers must have thought, "Holy shit, will this guy shut the fuck up?"
Yeah.
So I've
There's a
condensed.
guy like going like
He
this.
keeps looking over. More.
I've condensed like 5 pages of testimony, but the whole thing. I'm reading this thing. I'm going like, "Are you just trying to tell them to kill you?" Like,
Yeah.
at what point did you think? He's like, "Well, then, man, like I had to stand on his body to really cram it in there." But I mean, totally, like I'm not guilty, right? I'm totally not guilty, even though I jumped up and down on
I mean,
his dead
you guys
corpse.
know what it's like.
He has the lawyer. I just want to say he's so dumb. Let's just tell him he's not guilty. And just like, when they take him away, be like, "No, man, they're taking you to a reward for being not guilty. We'll see you later.
Yay.
We'll see you at the hanging." I mean,
Okay. We're gonna hang.
we'll
Oh, nice.
we'll hang out.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, you'll be the main hanger. but
Really?
We'll hang out.
Me?
Yeah, you're
because you're
did a
special.
Really good job in there, John.
Thank
really
you.
good job in there.
I gave a lot of details.
Yeah.
and that's what I think what helped your case so much.
You're a great storyteller.
Honest.
You're going to be fine.
I think people really liked you.
Really?
You know, like the part where you didn't burn everybody to a crisp.
That was a really good
I mean,
detail.
I made a lot of good decisions.
That seems like the best one, really.
I could have burned the whole town down.
That's right, and it's cool that you didn't. And as your
you.
lawyers, Rich and I want to let you know, like you did the right
Yeah,
thing.
Thank you.
Now we'll be back in a little while. You just hang out here,
Sure.
and we'll see you in like
At the gallows,
Yeah,
which is a
it's a
Gallows
bar.
at a
It's a
bar?
fun bar.
It's a
It's
fun
really
party
fun.
they're going to throw for you.
Great.
You're the star of the party. You're the main guest.
I murdered other people too. Should I tell them about that?
Not right now. Not right now. Let them process
Okay.
what you already have given them.
I just had to.
The trial lasted only 10 days.
Nice for the taxpayers. Am I right, folks?
Due to the ridiculous cover-up
Seems to be a
and
big-
John's accompanying story, the judge threw out the argument of self-defense and told the jury that they were deciding whether it was manslaughter or murder. The jury took 10 hours to come back with the verdict. On the count of willful murder, John Colt was guilty.
Yep, he was.
Yeah, although on this show, that's never a guarantee. A series of appeals came in the following months, but they all failed. It took until September, but he was finally sentenced to death by hanging and remanded to New York
Good
City's...
guess on our part, right? I was
Yeah, you know, right?
riffing about the gallows, but
No, he's going to
I
hang.
guess that's pretty much what they did in those days. So it's not like I'm so clever.
Well, there was firing squad.
Yeah, that just comes in and says like you're going to have to find a new job.
There was
But as a group.
Oonga Boonga.
Death by Bufu. Is that the
Yeah,
old-
that whatever version of that
Death
joke
by
you told when
Bufu.
you were 10.
I'll take Bufu.
Rafifi?
All right, death by Bufu. Fifi bag.
Wasn't it Rafifi? Yeah, that's one.
It might be. It's
Yeah,
probably-
it's another version.
There was a
of it.
different name for that,
Yeah.
no matter what city you came from, but it was all getting fucked in the
Wasn't
ass
it the
by a
best-
large number
Wasn't
of
it the
people.
best joke? It was.
Yeah.
How did it go? It was.
So,
Two
here-
guys end up on
here's
an island, right?
Yeah, 3 guys end up on an island and they're
3
captured
guys,
by the
3 guys.
natives.
Yeah.
And they say, "You have trespassed on our sacred land. You are going to die, but you choose your method of death. Either death, or you choose your method of torture. Either death,
Punishment.
or your method of punishment. Your method of punishment, either death or Oonga Boonga." And the first guy goes, "Yeah, I'll take
Oonga Boonga.
I'll take Oonga Boonga." And they go, "Yes." And then
yeah.
all the men come and jump and fuck him in the ass until he dies. And the next guy goes,
No, I don't think they do it till he dies. Right? They just fuck him in the ass nonstop, and then
"Oh yeah, fuck him in the ass."
and then the
other
second
guy
guy
goes
goes. I think there's only 2 guys, right?
There might be only 2 guys.
Yeah, and then the guy who sees that, the guy who's
Oh,
left,
that's awful.
they're like, "How do you want to die?" And he's just, or "How do you want your punishment?" He's like,
I'll take death.
"No, that's not
Death
how it
by
is."
Oonga
Death by
Boonga.
Oonga Boonga. That's the big punchline. It's
So
like,
he
you
sees
can
the
be
The
guys-
British guy says death.
You
and
can
he
be
goes
punished
like,
by
"I'll take-"
death. No, here's how it goes. I got it now.
It's
I got
3
it.
guys. It is 3 guys.
I fucking got it, bro.
Okay, do the joke.
Okay, they get captured, and the guy goes, "You've trespassed sacred lands. We're going to punish you either by death or Oonga Boonga." And the first guy goes, "I don't want to die. I'll take Oonga Boonga." And then like 80 guys jump in and fuck him in the budget a whole bunch.
Okay.
And the second guy goes, "I also really don't want to die, so I guess I'll take Oonga Boonga." He's like, "Great, Oonga Boonga." And 80 guys come in and fuck him in the ass a whole bunch. And the third guy's like, "Dude, I got a tiny ass. I'm not getting fucked by all you dudes.
I'd rather
I'll
just
take
die."
death." And they're like, "Great, death
By Oonga Boonga.
Yeah.
We finally got through it,
In my
guys.
school, it was death by Bufu.
We're finally all 10 years old again. Congratulations.
I think there was 4 guys.
It gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
I'm pretty sure there were like 6
All right,
guys.
so 25, a fleet of 25 explorers.
We do a show called 3 Comedians Can't Tell a Street Joke.
It's our. Oh, that'd be great. It's our aristocrats. It's like a 30-minute long show.
Guy also does Oonga Boonga.
Guy 23. He's he
Guys, check out Ahmed Bharoocha's Comedy Half Hour, as we can't get through a fucking joke.
The 4th guy runs away. I think I'm pretty sure he runs away, gets off, he escapes.
His half hour is him trying to tell this joke. Stay.
Okay, wait.
Before all the commercial breaks, it's just you going, stay with me now. Stay with me now.
Wait, there's 3 options. It's death, Oonga Boonga, or another Oonga Boonga. Shorter Oonga Boonga?
Halfway through it, 15 minutes in, you're like, let me start over. Okay, so these 24 guys get
One of them's a girl. There's a girl in there.
Comedy Central's looking for some real alt specials right now.
It doesn't have to be an island. It could just be anywhere, really.
I mean,
It's in a grocery store.
when you're dying from Bufu, you don't care if you're in civilization, out in nature.
John was sentenced to death by hanging and remanded to New York City's infamous prison, the Tombs.
Never heard of it.
With his execution
Not so
scheduled for
infamous.
November 14th, John would enjoy an extended stay in the prison.
Oh, that's nice.
I use the word enjoy because he was not lacking in comfort. His cell was not the usual cold stone walls of prison,
Ice cream.
but instead it was heavily decorated.
Do they sing to you at Cold Stone Prison? $1 prisoner! $1 prisoner!
Every time you rape someone, you get a little song.
That's so gross. $1 prison rape, and they're all like, clicking on things. $1 prison rape. You gotta put your soap in the tip jar, or they're gonna rape you again.
Sam Colt took care of his younger brother and paid for him to have a much better stay in prison. John had a beautiful hand-carved table and a full bed rather than the
That's
normal pile
really
of
what
straw.
I wanted in prison. Thank God my brother's rich.
Great.
I got to have this hand-carved prison table that I get bent over and fucked on. As opposed to those
And looks at the woodwork.
There wasn't
the
very much
craftsmanship. What'd you say? Nothing. Ow.
Oddly enough, there was not. I think like prison butt fucking is more of a modern phenomenon.
It took him a long time
No
to think
way.
of it.
Yeah, because
No
well,
way. Primal. It is primal to rape other primates in the ass.
no, but here's the big difference: is
Not gonna
back then
bend me
they would
over.
let people come. They would let you like have visits, and someone could come in and fuck you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The walls were covered in works of art, and a set of swinging shelves hung from silk cords. In the corner was a gilded cage with a canary singing all the time,
Gilded? What does gilded mean?
covered in gold.
Because it's one of the pages on Reddit, and I never understand
He
what
had
it means.
he had a gold. He had a gold cage with a canary in his prison cell,
Okay.
waiting for death.
Okay.
Every day he was brought comforts from the latest novels to fresh flowers to extravagant meals cooked at a classy local hotel.
Wow.
He smoked Cuban cigars and took daily walks in the prison yard wearing a sealskin overcoat.
Jesus Christ.
John was living large.
Yeah.
As the day of the execution grew closer, people noticed something strange about the convict. Rather than apprehension, John Colt's spirits were on the rise. Another convict told the Daily News, quote, "That Colt fellow looks like a man about to get out instead of hung."
And guess what?
This was probably because John's family was working on multiple plans to break him out of prison.
Nice.
Or to break him out.
Get out, John.
Break him out.
The family tried a number of times to dress him in women's clothing and sneak him out, which were all foiled.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they used the fucking
Okay,
The
we're
family
leaving
used the
now.
Jamie Foxx plan.
Goodbye.
Then they hired a doctor who claimed he could resuscitate John as long as the body was cut down promptly. They put him in a hotel across from the prison with the plan to bring John's body to him right after the sentence was carried out.
Wait, what was that?
They had a doctor who was like, John's neck is so strong he won't actually be strangled, so as long as he gets cut down quickly enough, I can resuscitate him and he won't actually die.
That's stupid.
Yeah, it's a really terrible plan.
You get such a strong neck.
Bro, like, do you lift, bro?
Just
Do you do neck lifts?
Just flex when you're hanging.
I just lift up bodies every now and then.
Just 2 days before the hanging, John summoned the sheriff to his cell and made a final request.
One request, sir. Please come this way. Clang, clang, clang on
Can
the
you
middle.
not kill me?
That was one of the requests. The other was that he wanted to
do that.
He wanted to marry Caroline Henshaw in his cell on the day of the execution.
That's very weird.
That was his fake wife?
That was the wife who was not his wife.
Yeah.
He wanted to really marry her, make her legit. Oddly
like
enough, this was not entirely uncommon at the time, as many marriages were performed on death row in order to legalize certain matters and contracts.
Oh, what a depressing wedding, right? the judge like
There's
till
still
death
a
do
lot
your
of-
part. You're like, yeah, I'm definitely not going to run away with someone.
Maybe
else.
she was still she was still excited about it. She's like, okay, we're gonna have some tablecloths.
Yeah, the wife's all excited. My
She's like-
mom's in here. My sisters are here. We've been planning out something. We got.
They keep getting in fights, and she's like, why aren't you getting into this?
You gotta pick one. Which tablecloth are we gonna use? The silverware. The guests are coming.
I'll be dead.
I really want a photo booth. They're so fun.
No.
It's a great memento.
We can't afford that.
You're going to be dead anyway.
Yeah, seriously.
Where are you guys honeymooning? Nowhere.
Graveyard.
Graveyard.
The papers ran the story, and the public ate it up.
Like MacGruber sex.
On the day of the marriage
sex.
execution, thousands of people gathered outside the tombs.
Of course.
The ceremony took place in John's lavish cell, attended by his brother, some literary friends, and the sheriff.
You guys are literally my friends.
No,
Not figuratively.
Literary friends.
You guys are writers, and you're my
There
literary
we go.
friends. And you're literally my friends. Literally my only friends.
That's good. Can I use that?
God,
That's
I
one of the
really can't
writers.
wait
Oh, one of the
till
writers? Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant you. I was like, are you going to use that in
Yeah.
your next special? That's great.
I really can't wait until this guy dies so we can stop pretending that we like him at all.
I'm taking all of his material.
The workmen building the gallows were polite. God, I can't even say this sentence.
Yeah, I'm pretty embarrassed.
The workmen building the gallows were polite enough to stop hammering and sawing while the ceremony took place.
Oh, that's so nice of them.
A guard passed news along to the crowd outside, finally announcing, John Colt and Caroline Henshaw are married.
Woohoo!
More bulletins followed during the Colts' very short honeymoon. John and Caroline are eating by candlelight.
Did
They're
they fuck?
sipping champagne. They've got privacy from the silk curtains covering the cell door.
I don't think I could get hard no matter how much I love you or attracted to you
You're
if
about
I
to
thought I was
die?
going to die. I
I
honestly
bet you'd get an immediate boner, if you like a fear boner.
I don't know.
I wonder if that happens.
There's different levels of fear bonus. It's like the terrorist threat levels, you know, they have different colors.
Oh, yeah.
There's different levels of fear bonus. So there's like the nervous, like where you're like, I got to jack off to just stay sane.
Well, what if every time like someone was beheaded, their dick just went pop?
Yeah.
I bet that does happen. You're messing with blood circulation, although it might deflate.
It might deflate
Yeah.
it, you know?
But it
Get-
might get
that
hard
would
for a
suck if
second.
it gets the smallest it's ever been. And,
And
you're
that's
like,
what everyone sees.
God damn it. Can you
Everyone-
fluff up my dick after
Or just
they
you get a
cut my
boner
head
while
off?
your head's in the gallows and you're like, can I just rub this one out, please? And then just drop the sword right as I come.
Guys, just untie my hands. I swear to God, I'm not trying to escape. I just want to beat off real quick. I'm into choking.
Of course.
I don't know if I could do it.
You know what?
I'm such a horny dude, but in times of emergency,
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think
a
I could
horny
do
dude and I have a sensitive stomach, but in times of emergency, no diarrhea.
Dude, here's
no
an idea.
horny.
Let's just try it. We'll hang you, and then while you're hanging, just see if you can beat off real quick.
That's how David Carradine died.
That's how he died.
I mean,
Yeah.
living on the edge, bro. You say you're an artist.
All right, let's do it right now.
Finally, the time had come. Caroline was escorted out of the prison, and John was informed that the time was near. What happened next has led to a number of conspiracy theories.
Ooh.
Yes. At some point, the roof of the prison caught on fire.
And a rocket shot out, and John went up to the moon where he lives with the Nazis.
It's a hologram, bro. No one lives there.
That's a different conspiracy theory. They can't both be true, man.
At around the same time, the body of John Colt was discovered in his cell, a knife buried in his chest, the mark of an apparent suicide to evade the gallows. Between the fire and the announcement of John's death, the crowd outside went completely nuts. They burst through the gates of the prison, half scared of the fire, and half angry that John Colt had evaded the gallows and thus cheated them of witnessing deadly justice.
And thus you cheated us of witnessing the
Not
justice.
fair.
There are two theories about what happened that day.
I brought my kids here to see an execution, and I'm not leaving till you kill somebody.
I want my money back. You didn't pay us anything. Give me money anyway.
It's my tax dollars, you motherfucker. That's a good point.
There are two theories about what happened that day.
Please beat him with clubs.
The first, the official story, is considered the truth by most historians.
So that's definitely not real.
The fire that broke out was caused by a negligent watchman who allowed the stove he used for warmth to overheat and catch the roof on fire.
I'm sorry, Miss Negligent
Stupid
Watchman.
idiot.
John, wishing to avoid the shame of the gallows, had someone smuggle him a knife which he used to take his own life. The unofficial story, and the one believed by many New Yorkers, is much more sensational.
The magic knife theory.
They believed that Samuel
Big
Colt...
Apple, the big conspiracy theorist.
The Teamsters did it! They believed that Samuel Colt had used his knowledge of gunpowder to set off the blaze, which would act as a distraction. Guards had been paid thousands of dollars to look the other way as John Colt snuck out of prison dressed as his new bride, Caroline Henshaw.
Super cool.
A
Dude.
body had been
Cross-dresser.
placed in John's tomb, one that looked enough like him to pass off as the convict.
That one would be hard to pull off, but okay.
It seemed plausible to the people of New York who held the opinion that a man as wealthy and connected as John Colt would never be allowed to feel the boot of justice on his neck. This
They believe
theory,
that.
This theory was bolstered a few years later when a man named Samuel Everett claimed to have met John Colt in Santa Clara in 1852.
Where's Santa Clara? Isn't that here in California?
Yeah, a guy was traveling who knew him, like was in Santa Clara and was like, "Fucking, you're John Colt." And the guy's like, "I'm Jean." He had some other name. He's like, "I'm Jean Carlos de Souza." And then he's
so
like,
your name's
Bolt.
John also? Things are weird here. I've met some people that look exactly like other people, like doppelgangers, that you could honestly be like, whoa. And you've seen that Johnny Depp impersonator that they do in like the Tim and Eric $1 billion movie? Mm-hmm. The guy looks like Johnny Depp. Like you could, especially in the old days, dude, without like seeing pictures of them all the time, you could totally think that was him.
Caroline Henshaw gave birth to her child soon after, and Samuel Colt took great care for his well-being. The boy, also named
his brother,
yeah.
Oh, it's cool.
The boy, also named Samuel Colt,
keep it in the family.
went to the finest schools. In writings, Sam referred to the child as his nephew in quotes, leading many to believe the boy was actually Samuel Colt's son, not Jonathan's.
Interesting.
On his death, Samuel left the boy the equivalent of $2 million. When his wife contested the will in court, the younger Sam produced a marriage license from Scotland in 1838. The document made him the rightful heir not only of the money, but of the Colt manufacturing company.
His mom tried to take his own money?
Not his mom.
His stepmom.
Because this guy's mom.
Oh no, his uncle's wife.
His aunt.
His
Yeah,
auntie.
his aunt.
Yeah, that happens.
So long story boring with that. The theory is that Samuel Colt was actually the father, but that John took her in when Sam kind of cast her off. Didn't want to have all this fucked up stuff.
Yeah.
The kid was made out to be John's son, so the kid wouldn't have the stigma of being a bastard.
Yep.
And then Samuel took care of him because that was really his own son.
Yeah.
But then when he died and left his shit to Sam, the wife, Sam's actual wife new wife, was like, "Fuck that," and he's like, "Bam, marriage. There was a marriage before your marriage. Your marriage is bullshit. I get everything. Fuck you, haha."
Nice.
And what happened to that woman?
She died. She died.
It's like, can't everyone be happy? No.
Yeah.
She died.
Interesting note.
I'm pretty sure she died.
It is believed that Edgar Allan Poe's short story, The Oblong Box, is based on this murder and on this story.
Oh.
Because he was friends with him and was around for the whole trial and all that shit. So,
Man.
Yeah.
Edgar Allan Poe.
And that's the story of John C. Colt.
John C. Colt. It's interesting how this story is so close to so much just famous pop culture history that Friends Whitman, Edgar Allan Poe, and his fucking brother is the guy. Colt is at least at that time the hugest gun.
Yeah, I know Colt's still a major name in guns to this day.
Yeah.
Are they still major name in guns?
Yeah. I mean, it's still they kind of make older. I mean, I think they make some modern type stuff.
Are they all involved with Colt 45, the alcohol too?
Yeah. Why is that called that? Colt 45.
It might have started off
because there was a Colt 45 pistol, and that was probably a cool way. The baddest pistol is now the baddest way to get fucked up.
Like a machine gun.
Colt 40.
Drink this machine gun beer.
Mad Dog 2020.
I love cheap beers.
Yeah?
I was at a party the other day, and they had all these fancy beers, and then they also had Bud Lights and Coors Light, and I was just like, I'll have a Coors Light.
Me too, yeah.
And it was delicious.
Coors Light is my on-stage beer. Because that's when I can sip on and not get fucked up and just dude, I'd love that. I'd take that sponsorship.
You're so
but it's a beer I can have I can have a couple of those and be completely fine. It just kind of takes the edge off.
Yeah.
If I drink a Sierra Nevada, which is my other go-to,
I love Sierra Nevada,
but I can't drink that and go on stage because I get fucking goofy.
Because it's too heavy for you?
It's a little bit too much.
And all the audience, this comedian's too goofy.
Yeah. And someone's like, why would you complain about that? He's a comedian.
Quit goofing around up there.
Yeah, you're not an executioner. You're supposed to be goofy, you fucking dick. That's your problem.
Damn it.
I've been reading your Yelp reviews on comedy, and people have been saying, he's just not goofy.
He's another Sierra Nevada in him.
I can do Sierra Nevada. I enjoy it, but I can't do too much IPAs. And I love, I can drink a gallon of Guinness. Any of those chocolatey, thick beers like that that are just with the head that's like a Tempur-Pedic pillow. Oh, dude.
Sleep on it.
Oh, so good. Sleep on it. I'll sleep on that. Yeah, that's right. That's how you say it. With a head so good you could sleep on it. Like a memory foam head. The commercial is like a finger or a handprint into the beer mug, and then it comes up and it retains.
Someone's jumping on it. The other person's drinking a different.
Yeah, that's right.
Guinness.
My wife and I sleep on one Guinness, and I get up in the middle of the night. She doesn't even move.
Today's sources include Killer Colt by Harold Schechter, Thieves, Con Men, and Murderers
Schechter
by Robert Pelton, and of course, the evil robots at Wikipedia.
Fuck you, evil robots.
Those
We're
fucking
humans.
robots.
We're here to stay.
Yeah,
You're not-
dude, we're going to go.
I don't really want to enslave
go right
you.
now, robot.
You know, I don't want like a weird Matrix kind of thing with the robots. I don't want to treat them bad, but you're not just taking over either.
Hell
We're going to
no.
have to share
What if they're
this.
just the best? What if they take over and they're the best?
They move in, property values rise.
Yeah.
That's the hopes. That's the hopes that the
That'd be
robots
great.
would just be super cool.
Yeah, and they just let us be.
The fear is that they would just be like, what are you guys? Fuck you guys. Like they would
Yeah.
just like immediately just like
They're
break
right.
it down. Right?
Yeah, we're the bad guys. We should just let them take
Not all
over.
of us, man.
You are, yeah.
No, my kid's not bad yet. He's a little baby.
Maybe he
Ahmed,
should be a
where can
robot.
people find you if they want to get in touch with
I
Ahmed
live at.
Bharoocha?
They can find me on my website, ahmedbharoocha.com, BHAROOCHA. I'm also Ahmed Bharoocha on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I think that's it.
Hell,
Check
yeah.
out his Comedy Central
Oh,
half
please
hour.
check
Ahmed
it out,
is
guys.
funny as fuck.
Amazing.
Oh, and Dead Kevin on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Dead
dude,
Kevin is great,
sketches.
too.
Kevin.
I haven't seen Dead Kevin shit in a while.
We'll be back. We're coming back.
Fuck
Yeah?
yes.
Yeah,
Fuck
I think
yeah.
next month. we're
Yeah,
gonna start
3 really
recording
funny
shit.
dudes on Dead Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
Super fun to watch.
There's 4 of us. No,
Catch his album. Catch his album Almond
Badoody.
Almond Badooty.
And yeah, that's the fucking show. Catch up with us at Crime Pod on all social media. CRIMEPOD. You can email us crimepodcast@gmail.com. Send us story ideas, any questions you have, any dick pics you want.
Or ass pics of women, please. Don't. If you're gonna send rich dick pics, send me some like thong.
Send me
pictures.
some ass
I'm
pics.
about
Send
that.
John some dick pics.
Thick thighs, curvy girls. Go for it.
Dude, and jump on the Patreon. We got a bunch of great bonus content. You can hear some more of Ahmed on the Patreon.
Nice.
There's a whole bunch of different cool levels with some fun gifts. You get access to mini crimes. You get access to our lost episodes. You get access to our guests' true crime stories.
Yeah, and we're working on like a bunch of like just cool, fun, like novelty gifts too that are just like we can't even talk about yet. But
Homosexual shirts.
well, that's one of them. But we've just we got a lot of like interesting stuff that we're working on for the Patreon supporters. So
That's it, guys.
thanks so much,
Bye,
guys.
robot.
Bye, robot. Bye, people.
Right.